Saturday.
Welcome in. Y'all make sure y'all come on in, thumb this thing up, share this thing out. You already know the vibes, man. Meeting out on a Saturday night. Welcome to another edition of Saturday Night Live. Okay, we getting messages coming in. We getting okay. People coming in. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sharing out the link. We got Angelina in the building. All rise. There you go. Okay. Hey, my dear Demetrius. Now, how are you feeling?
Hello.
Thank you. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Somebody just blinked out on me. We got 7 people in the building. Y'all make sure y'all comment where y'all from. This y'all first time in here. Welcome in. Okay, we got my mama in the building. Hey, don't nobody support us.
On time.
Come on now. And guess where she at, me?
Downstairs.
Right downstairs. Welcome in. All rise. Okay, no, we're all rise. Ray of Sunshine in the building. Hey, all listen in instead of whistling. Okay, well, come on, Ass coming through early.
Right.
I love your names. Saying sipping with me now. Come through. Okay. Where? What's it sipping with me now? What's she talking about? I love how your name says sipping with me now. Come through. Okay. I don't know.
Maybe the Flyers.
And we got Seattle in the building.
I said Shot. Hey, Shot.
And we got Uniquely Lavish in the building. DC, Maryland in the building. What it do? Welcome in, Uniquely Lavish. We appreciate you for being here, fam. And we got, whoa. Y'all, we got my frat brother, Victor Collar, the man who got me into Invicta. Man, so much I can say about my frat brother, Victor Collar. But before we go any further, since he's in here, this man right here, father just passed away. So without a shadow of doubt, before we go any further, let's give a moment of silence for Victor Collar's pops, the Wolf. Amen. May God be with you, Victor, and your family. Rest in peace.
Y'all.
Rest in peace, Papa Collar. And we got Point Blank Travel in the building. Point Blank Experience, Point Blank Travel, Point Blank Network. Welcome in.
Hey, y'all, share this out. This is about to be amazing.
Man, we got 16 real homies in the building. Hey, Miss Aubrey, how you feeling? We got Work to Live, Now Live to Work in the building.
Happy Saturday.
Point Blank Experience is in the building. And we got Boss C in the building. Welcome in, C. Still in college in here.
Okay.
Yo.
Still in the building.
C, this woman right here, in this picture right here, she don't be around much, but me owe a lot of our beginning, a lot of our hustle, a lot of our ambition, a lot of things that we can contribute now. We learned together with C back in Stephen College from promoting concerts and comedy shows and step shows and just grinding. Like we had a whole vision. We was going to be a whole team and we was going to relocate to Tampa.
That was a dream team for real.
And it was going to be me, Big John, Bashir, Chris, C, Aaron, Misha. It was going to be a whole slew of people, man. Okay. But shout out to C, man. Good to have my sister in here. Angelina. Your name. I hope I'm on the right account. Yeah, make sure we don't sip with me now. Make sure we not Uncle P's in the building. Wow, we got Dr. Rushton Johnson in the building. Funnymaine bring out the heavy hitters, but y'all know this Dr. Johnson is the man who introduced me and Meat on the Meat Now Awards. So y'all, if you haven't seen the Meat Now Awards, go make sure you go go watch that right now. Over 1,000 views, man. This Dr. Johnson, as I just talked about with C, he won't have fun all of that dream and ambition. So shout out to Dr. Rushton Johnson, my fraternity brother. All right, and we got hello everyone from Elisa Adventures and Cruising in the building. Welcome in. And we got the superstars K Lamar in the building. Y'all, K Lamar will be live doing a premiere with them on next Tuesday. So Y'all make sure y'all go check this out. It's Battle of the Sexes featuring Me and I, Black-owned drinking game. Pouring them out, pouring them out, pouring them out.
Hey.
So y'all make sure y'all tap in. This upcoming Tuesday, me and me will be live with K Lamar. Y'all know me and me started off K Lamar last year with the upcoming person. This year they bringing us on. So it's gonna be hopefully a new thing we do every year, kicking off right with K Lamar. And we got Keeping Up with the Griffins in the building.
Hey, niece and nephew.
Victor saying, appreciate that. Thank you. No doubt, Victor, man. Hope everything's okay with you, brother. All right. So again, y'all, we're not gonna get this too started. The live chat is open, which means on the phone. So if we miss a question, if y'all got a question, just put
blue heart. A blue heart.
No, he a Kappa me.
Oh, a red heart.
Yeah, red heart or a red diamond. If y'all got a question, put a red diamond in the chat. And y'all, if we missed a question, someone texted us the live check, what we call live check, y'all. We ain't got all this fancy equipment shit. Y'all got a question that we missed, text us so we make sure we don't get it. If anything that we can't see in the chat because it's going fast or whatever, y'all just hit us up. The live chat, phone chat is open, as well as the live chat, membership, super chat, all that stuff is open. But without further ado, guys, I'm trying to get a few more comments. We got DC on Demand in the building. We got your favorite couple in the building. K Lamar speaking to everybody. And we got B-Ham's Finest, Brian Legacy building. Now, we got to bring up, now, we got to ask Funnymaine because Brian used to live in the same apartment complex as Funnymaine. He don't know if he remember him now, so we're gonna ask that later on in the interview. We got Life with Missy. Mama Missy's in the building. All right, Shaw's in the building. I think we got everybody in here. Dr. Johnson, love you, man. Everybody loves Dr. Johnson, man. If it wasn't for Dr. Johnson, me and me wouldn't be have the entrepreneur hustle grind that we have now. All right. No, I think I'm just skipping past all the mix. You already know this is the mix and mingle time. What in the red color? Oh, you speak I don't know. All right, guys. So without further ado, man, let me introduce.
Thank you, K Lamar.
And y'all, the Maz, all his information is in our description. So Funnymaine YouTube channel, of course, is in it. He has the link tree, which leads to everything. His merch website, everything's in. So if the Maz can grab those links and just pop them in throughout the chat to his YouTube, link tree, Instagram, whatever. Y'all already know the vibes. I ain't got to really tell the Maz too, but I did put everything in the description. And Dr. Johnson, someone said, congratulations on 12 months of membership. Platinum membership. Thank you so much, Dr. Johnson. Man, I told y'all, man, we can't say thank you to Dr. Johnson enough. But go back and watch Me Now Woods, everybody. Don't want to miss it.
Amazing intro.
All right. So without further ado, guys, we want to introduce someone, and I'm just going to tell you how good God worked, because we've known Funnymaine since, I want to say, maybe before, because he came in a few years after us. But we known him from Stillman College, which is the same college. We got Yusuf in the building. And Yusuf dropped a super chat with $10.
Hey, we did a difference today for y'all.
Hey, y'all, we got the South in the building.
Y'all
so
not ready.
We ain't hitting Funnymaine with that SWB. We got a brand. Well, this one may not be as gangster, but hey, you from the South, you already know what time it is. So thank you so much, my god brother Yusuf, for the super chat. And we got a brand new super chat song, which is $20. Thank you so much, Yusuf, for that $10 super chat. Let me try this shit one more time. All right, man. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. All right, real quick. So we started back in college, me and me, again, as we talked about earlier with Dr. Johnson, with C, rest in peace, Misha, Aaron, Big John. He's severe now, but back then it was Big John, my brother. You know, we were just throwing college concerts and comedy shows and little events to try to, keep the entertainment up. And Funnymaine was part of a rap group called LOC, fresh out of Birmingham. We'll talk about that too, whatever. And they actually opened up for one of our concerts that we promoted. So that was kind of the early beginnings of me, Funnymaine. And after we graduated, we'll see Funnymaine at homecomings and at several events like around Tuscaloosa. And then he ended up becoming a stand-up comedian. And we ended up connecting from there, man. And I clearly remember one of the earlier things when I knew, this is no cap, on my father's grave, that I knew he was going to be a superstar. And I could not find this clip. And I tried to get it, and I tried to find it, but it's blocked and removed. But he did a spoof on Antoine Dodson. Y'all remember him? The guy who said, you are dumb. You are so. He did a spoof that was so spot on that went viral. It's like one of the first of many viral moments that this man has had. And I knew then it was starting. It just shows that, you know, the goodness of what sometimes I can see. Like, I ain't no genius or psychic, no, but I be saying, I'm like, damn, this dude here gonna be funny as hell. This is why I knew he was gonna be a comedian. I just saw him recreate this spoof, and it just took off. And so far down the line, y'all gonna see, we're gonna talk about his story. He went viral several times for good. One controversial incident, we'll talk about that. But I asked him, I always wanted him to have him on our show, even when we first started doing interviews a year ago. But I was kind of scared. I'm like, I don't know he's gonna do it. You know, some people, y'all know black people is. Sometimes you get certain level of success, and, you know, people forget about you, or they I don't know. Like me, we know a lot of people that with the stillman or just otherwise that won't return phone calls, And so I sent him a message, literally, I want to say end of December, maybe. Mm-hmm. It had to be end of November, December. And I was just letting him know, like, man, I think he responded to something. I like something he did. And I was like, man, let me just shoot my shot, man. Literally, in the DM and Facebook, I was like, Funnymaine, pause. And I sent him, I like, man, proud of you, everything you're doing, man. Yo, I know we're a small channel. Y'all know how we got to minimize ourselves to make, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I know we're just a small little simple channel, but we would love to have you. Man, what can we do? He said, open your mouth and ask. I'm like, all you gotta do is ask? That's it? I said, man, will you be on that show? He said, when? I said, shit. January 14th, I'm there. I'm like, it was
all time too. Okay?
It was let me check my calendar. I know he got a tour coming up. There was none of this. I don't know, man. It was simply open your mouth and just ask. He didn't say open your mouth. He said, all you gotta do is ask. Yeah. But my point is, y'all, somehow we got to just open our mouth. Closed mouth don't get fed, man. So again, this just shows the humbleness of this brother. Mm-hmm. And I made a little tribute video, real quick, about Funnymaine and his journey so far. So y'all make sure y'all check this out. That was our little tribute to Funnymaine. Again, y'all. Welcome in, everybody. We're gonna try to get to the chat, guys. Oh man, we got more super chat. Marjorie, thank you so much for the super chat. I love to dance and jam to music. Thank you, Marjorie, so much for that super chat. Here you go. All right, and then we got another super chat. Y'all, come on, man. The super chats ain't I don't know where it went to. I don't know where it went to. Where we go, Vic, with another super chat. Thank you so much, Vic. All right, man. How y'all like that new super chat? It was. So
it can go either way.
Either way, I think maybe for the ladies, I don't know which one we can do. But we'll keep them both on standby. We'll just switch them up, y'all. But that's the new super chat song. Where the dollars at? Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. Y'all from the South, you already know 36 Mobby hypnotized camp. But without further ado, guys, I'm kind of nervous. We got Funnymaine in the building. without further ado, y'all, welcome.
This is gonna be a natural interview.
It is with great honor that we present Funnymaine.
What up, y'all?
What's going on?
I was just sitting backstage, like the guest pastor hearing his bio being read. So I was just sitting there. And man, let me just say, I appreciate y'all putting that video together, because I'll be honest, up until I saw it, I never really just stopped to, think about the journey or how far I come. I always feel like there's more to go. I don't want to lose my hunger, but that was, a good, 60 something seconds to just stop and, be thankful for, how far I come. So I appreciate that, for real.
No problem. We'll run that video clip again, whatever. Again, we didn't want to make it too long, but just something to show people, like, man, this man literally came from wait. This man literally came from this.
Right. A handsome young fella there. Yeah.
You got backstage with the legendary Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Playing piano. So we're gonna hit all these pictures and just touch bases, man. But again, we just want to give you your flowers while we're here and just talk about, man, because sometimes I look and shout out to you, shout out to your brother Sticker Bush, and we just watch back Ty Cutter, Bolo, absolutely. Some of the other amazing people from Stillman that's doing amazing things, man. But for you and us doing YouTube, I mean, I'm not a producer like Bolo and Ty Cutter and Bush, but us doing YouTube and just seeing that aspect alone of you having 100,000 subscribers, man, we're not struggling, but we're slowly getting to 5,000 subscribers, but you got 100,000. Your views is crazy. We'll get into that later, man. So just to see where you came from not saying Birmingham, some small thing, but just coming from Birmingham, Alabama. So let's get into that, man. Just tell everybody a little bit of introduction, not too much about the nows, but about your start, and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Oh yeah, man. I was born in a little town called Opelika, Alabama. It's right next door to Auburn and Auburn University, but I'm Roll Tide for sure. And my mom passed. I was very young. I was 7, so that means me and my brothers, we were 7, 8, 9, and 10 at the time. And then he got remarried, so they made a decision to move to Birmingham. So 5th grade, I'm, getting acclimated to the big city, they call it in Alabama, Birmingham, and just love it here, man. Love the history of it, and love having 2 hometowns for real. Yeah, man, that journey eventually led me to Stillman and meeting a lot of the great people that you just met, and meeting you guys. And it's crazy that y'all get nervous around me. Because to me, y'all were like the elder statesmen of Stillman. Like when y'all hold on
already. So everybody on YouTube already calls auntie and uncle. And y'all do not take this and put this in the chat. Don't nobody call it he's the only one that can say that.
Yeah, no, I mean that totally as a compliment, as I'm sure they do. But it was now I'm a new, ain't no thing about it. Love being it, man. But when I stepped foot on Stillman's campus in fall of '98, man, it was the Alphas, the brothers from the Epsilon New chapter that really like put their arms around me. Like Eugene gave me my college campus tour. Daryl Harrington and Brian Haskin, they were just the epitome of grown men to me and who I aspired to be like. Anwar, with your just creativity with events and just being prompt and professional back then, man. So when you reached out to me, I'm like, this is a no-brainer to me. Like, yeah, so there's a respect there, man. But y'all really, Stillman College, and you see I got my blue and gold lights behind me.
Okay.
My living room is navy blue and with accented gold. So yeah, it's real. Stillman just elevated my thinking, elevated my professionalism, and I think it did it for everybody. When you think about my brother Sticker Bush, everything that he's been able to accomplish, Ty Cutter, Bolo, who people don't know, that's the producer of probably your kid's favorite song over the past 5 years. I mean, that's a Stillman grad. A lot of people don't know that the first verse of the song "Swag Surf" was from a Stillman student. And tat it up with Ty Cutter. So there was, I think it elevated all of us, because at Stillman you can't be lazy. If you want fun, you have to create the fun. If you want the school to be live, you have to create that. And that was the benefit of not only Stillman, but I'm sure a lot of other smaller schools, is that you have to put in the work. We pushed our creativities to the limit at Stillman, and it's paying off for a lot of people.
Absolutely, man. And I haven't even taken a chance to just think about it in that way. Like even Sharon Warner, you know what I'm saying, along co-signed Jamie Foxx and Ray. We went to Thibodaux,
Miss Stillman,
Louisiana. Miss Stillman, absolutely, yeah. We went to Thibodaux, Louisiana, and it's a laurel plantation still standing, and Ray was filmed there. I'm saying, like, y'all don't know. He's like, one that it was filmed here. I'm like, I knew one of the actresses. I remember her campaigning for Miss Stillman while we was there. So Stillman definitely brought it. And so you answered my next question. What made you come to Stillman? I know you're from Birmingham. You could went to UAB. You could went to any of the surrounding. You could went to Alabama. But what made you choose Stillman?
I gotta be honest, Stillman wasn't my first choice. I thought I was gonna be across the street at Bama playing football, but I was the same size from 5th grade to 12th grade, so that was out. Could have done better. I always tested well, could have done better with my grades. So I was looking at Morris Brown at the time. I was very interested in the University of Montevallo. They were recruiting me. But my brother was at Stillman before me, and my cousin Raheem. So I knew about Stillman. I just hadn't spent a lot of time down there. And then one of my buddies got accepted, and he said, "Man, why don't you come do the tour with me?" I was like, "Cool, my brother, my family down there, I'll come." Man, like I said, my man Eugene gave me the tour. I met Mr. Bonner, and once you meet Mr. Bonner, that's a wrap.
Man, the legend.
So yeah, so not only did I end up choosing Stillman and staying there, but ended up, employed there. One of the first drum majors there in the choir in all these organizations, man. And just what a wonderful school, man, Stillman College is.
Absolutely. Next question. What's your why is going to an HBCU so important? Outside just Stillman, just in general.
Right. It's y'all probably felt this too, man, but it's not only did HBCUs hold us down from the time they were invented because we couldn't go anywhere else, but once you attend an HBCU, you can go to any other HBCU, and once you step on that campus, you feel at home. And I think that's a spirit of the ancestors or a higher power that's just on us, because I've been to so many HBCUs, and I'm like, man, this feel like I've been here. Like, and you start seeing the similarities, where they hang out at, how the dorms look, how they kick it and everything, man. But HBCUs, they got to be preserved, because a lot of people that enter HBCUs, they might not have had the best situations, but then they get locked in and they get around other Black folks trying to do great, and you just see people elevate. I know I got 2 homeboys from Stillman, man. They were GED graduates. And they're both PhD now. So, and that's because they attended the HBCU, man. So HBCUs give people a chance, and they might take that chance and leave us and go coach at Colorado, but HBCU gave you a chance,
Hey, so, and I was going to ask you that now. I mean, you had a question?
No, I was fixing to see what he was going to say about. I thought he was going to elaborate
on Dion.
On Dion.
So, do you agree? I know we kind of jumping ahead. We're going to get back to it, but since you brought up Coach Prime, and I saw your live when you went live talk about it, and I totally agree with everything you said. But what's your thoughts to everyone about him just abandoning the Black college? He just up and leave us for the white folks.
No, I don't think it's that. He said the one thing, and I talked about on the video, that made so much sense to me. He said, "Y'all, I'm gonna be straight. Like, I'm good. I had a professional career, but I've got to pay my assistants. Like, they've got to get paid." And that part, I had no rebuttal to that. And I was like, if he's going to be bringing in his top talent Of course, they need to be coached by top talented coaches. And if you're bringing in top talented coaches, man, you got to make sure they're taken care of. We love the HBCUs, but we also have to be honest that they're lacking in funding. And it's not our fault. It's the system was designed for them to be lacking in funding, but it's a real thing. And I think Brother Dion will always have a heart for HBCUs. And I think no matter where he goes, he's going to look out for HBCUs and especially Jackson State. So I got full confidence in him.
Yeah, I definitely think he did what he came to do. Mm-hmm. He never said this was a forever job, and he got on. Right. But I want to hit on what you just said briefly about man, we went in DC, we went to Howard, and I promise you, the same thing you just said is, and I don't remember me never talk about this before, but the exact same thing you just said is how we felt at Howard. Now, Morehouse, you feel it too, like him, but when you go to another HBCU, you feel like you at home. You felt like you know the dorms already. Like, I don't need directions to anywhere. You feel like I know the cab is here, the library is here. Like, you literally felt that. And again, I never really, absolutely. Yeah. And another thing you said about HBCU giving me the opportunity. My brother, I don't know if anybody knew this. I know he probably gonna be mad at me for telling this, but
Bashir,
the knucklehead in high school, got kicked out, got expelled. He had to go to night school, adult school, summer school, just to graduate. And the only place that did accept him was Stedman College. Now, some of y'all be like, man, they should left them outside. But again, go back to why HBCU is so important. It gave people the opportunity. Now he got a college degree. He's a successful coach doing amazing things. But again, that's a good point you brought up. Now,
and that's why I'm sitting here laughing, because I know your brother personally. He was actually messaging me not too long ago. So that's what it's about, man. We don't all get it right in our teens and early 20s. But once you get to a HBCU campus and you're able to see the vision through other people, to see what your potential could be, or have a model of young men and women to look at, man, it makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. So tonight's drink of the night, y'all, this is a new thing, man. We want to bring out Funnymaine with something special, something new. So, man, we going to do a new segment where our drinks is going to be, our lives is going to be the bottle of the night or the drink of the night. So, because as Funnymaine mentioned, he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And y'all know we have a second channel, Sipping with Me 9. So y'all make sure y'all have to subscribe to our new channel, subscribe to our second channel. That new channel, we talk about Black-owned spirits and brands. I'm going to ask Funnymaine why I make this cocktail. This bottle is Diggs Boys. So if y'all and members of Kappa, you like good whiskey, Diggs Brothers is founded by 3 members of Kappa Alpha Psi. Diggs, so y'all know Kappa, y'all know the purpose of the Diggs of it. But man, me gonna make a cocktail, and while we doing this, Funnymaine, me gonna ask the next question. But I want to ask a question first. What is your stance on supporting Black-owned spirits?
Oh man, I'm big on supporting Black-owned anything.
Black-owned business. Black-owned business.
Yeah. No problem. No matter what we're selling, man, whether it be whiskey or travel agencies, shoes, clothes, weed, whatever it is we're selling, I encourage my people to buy it, man, because we live in a country where economics is important. And to be honest, we've been shut out of so many economic opportunities, but we have so much buying power. That's why, man, I bank Black. I bought my home from a Black real estate agent. I got Black water in my house, Black toothbrushes. I buy Black whenever I can buy Black. So I encourage everybody else to do it, man. It absolutely makes a difference.
And speaking of Black water, tell everybody about the Black water that you're speaking of.
Right.
It's called 1186 Water. They're here locally in Alabama, down in Autauga County, near Montgomery. Had a chance to meet the owners. They just doing great things, man. And it's a delicious water too. Like it's really good. You put your pH drops in there, it checks out. It's a high quality water. So 1186 Water, man. We got a refrigerator full of it.
Yes, most here is mainly found at like Food Depot.
If you're in the Atlanta area, you can buy 1186 at Food Depot. It's an amazing tasting water.
Love it.
So when I'm making Funnymaine, I'm making myself an old fashioned. I do old school. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm an elder estate.
Look at the Alpha struggling with that ice cube.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have. I'm gonna call this the EE.
Okay.
Oh, come on, and I get the lemon there. So first of all, this is drink. Them right quick. Make a quick drink for the wifey. A whiskey sour.
So you want to go with the next one?
Look, go ahead, next question, man.
Okay, you said you calling it the EE. Hey, shout out to my guys at Epsilon chapter. If a lot of people make the mistake, I did go to Stillman, that's the chapter, but I didn't pledge that chapter. I came through Northport Alumni chapter, and I definitely want to always shout out both, man, because they both of those chapters mean a lot to me.
All right.
Okay. All right. So next question. So how was the transition going from a recruiter to a stand-up comedian?
it was actually fairly easy. I think recruiting, as I did for Stillman from 2003 to 2006, you had to stand in front of a lot of people and talk. You had to talk to a lot of parents and kids, so you had to, talk to a variety of folks. So I think those years of recruiting kind of, helped me to get on the stage and just kind of talk. Yeah, you just kind of talking like I'm recruiting people to follow me and do all of that good stuff. But those recruiting years at Stillman, man, were awesome. And I was simultaneously taking marketing classes at the University of Alabama. So I was using what I would learn over there in my recruiting. And y'all believe it or not, if they had listened to me at the time, if they had listened to 24-year-old me at 2005, Stillman College would have been the first college, not just black college. We would have been the first college on social media. I knew it back then. I told them, I said, y'all, there's this thing out called Facebook, and I got a MySpace page, and I think we should create one for the school and use it as a tool to recruit students. They shot me down because I was young. This was literally what was told to me. They said, no, we can't do that. It's liability. You got grown men on here that be trying to talk to the little girls. But now, of course, if you're a college without a social media page, then you really are lacking. But we would have been the first, but I saw the future.
Well, let's do our first toast. Normally around the 9 o'clock hour, Funnymaine on our show, we toast to our people, our fellow content creators, businesses, whoever had any type of accolades or celebration, wins and losses. So it's round about the 9 o'clock, so it's perfect timing. So when me and me hold our glass up to you, me has a whiskey sour. Man, salute to you, Funnymaine, for everything, your journey, your story, your family, your beautiful wife, the city of Birmingham. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. We got 26 real ones in the building. Thank y'all so much for being here. And we're just getting started. Cheers. Cheers again. Diggs, boys. Yes. I promise y'all. Yeah. Can't nobody see me making old fashioned. I dare someone.
They can't touch that.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like I can almost smell and taste the drink through the screen. And it tastes delicious.
I gotta sip this thing slow. Everybody saying I'll be trying to down it, but let me sip this thing slow. So, me, go ask you a question, me.
Well, this kind of went. So, did you always dream of being a comedian?
No, I didn't. I knew I would be in some form of entertainment. My dad used to be on stage. Y'all know my brother. He was doing his thing, and I always felt like I just belong on stage. So of course, I thought I was going to be a rapper at one point. That didn't really pan out. And I was a class clown for the longest, so I always loved making people laugh, but I only did it in the classroom and at home. My buddies from Birmingham got into the comedy game before I did. Trey Williamson, and young fella y'all may know by Roy Wood Jr. They got into comedy and they were doing comedy sketches on the radio and prank calls. And I kind of, again, like when I got to Stillman and watched guys, I watched them and I was like, oh, I see a path. I see I could do it. But I'm scared to get on stage like that. So I would write jokes for Trey and he would use me, say, man, your stuff does really good. So, you know, in 2005, man, I gave it a shot and the rest is history.
Wow. So we just got a text message just now, Funnymaine, from Zach. Zach said, Funnymaine, funny Chris.
He said what?
He said Funnymaine, funny. He said Funnymaine comedy career started on the choir trips.
The Crips?
No, the choir trips.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was definitely my stage for sure. On the choir trips, man. So like I said, my first speaking gigs were at Stillman, recruiting, announcing for the band. They let me talk for the games. They let me voice the pageants and stuff. So yeah, man, Stillman made me for sure.
All right. So what do you think so explain the difference of being funny and actually being a comedian?
Because a lot of people swear they funny.
Yeah.
Like everybody, people come to me like, right. You should be a comedian. Like, no, I'm just naturally witty. Right. I'm not sure. I got me being from Tampa. My comeback got to be super quick because if not, you would die and you get clown bullied. So you had to have your comeback had to be quick. I don't say I'm a comedian. I don't think I could be on stage. I can't do what you do. So what's the difference between being just funny and being a comedian?
I think the simple answer is, you know, when you're funny, you're just funny. You bring a smile to people's face. You make them laugh. You could do that anywhere. But comedian is when you turn it into a profession. You know, like I'm going to take these jokes and my personality, package it up and do it to make a living. So I think that's the easy answer. But there's plenty of funny people who chose not to be comedians, and a few from Stillman that I wish would have jumped on in there because they were too funny.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, does it take a bit of arrogance to be a comedian? Because for you to say, you know what, I'm funny as hell, I can get on this stage and rip it. Like everybody can't do that.
It's not with me. Sometimes I don't even feel funny. People just be laughing, and I'm like, man, I didn't think that was funny at all. So I don't wake up just feeling funny. But I do like to share my thoughts and, you know, add punchlines to my thoughts and see how it works with an audience. So I'm more of a thinker than a funny person. But then I had to realize, like, maybe I am just funny. I got class clown in every grade. People be laughing. Maybe I'm funny and I don't know I'm funny.
Right.
Okay. All right. So who were or are your influencers in comedy? Me, if I were to guess, I would say like Ricky Smiley, maybe Steve Brown. I'm just thinking of the people that we remember you like coming up for, but you tell us.
Right. If I could take the camera down to my den, I've got canvas art of my comedians who inspire me, and on that wall, hope I don't leave anybody out, but I know Roy Wood Jr. is up there, Steve Brown, Ricky Smiley, Kevin Hart, Richard Pryor, Chappelle, Chris Rock, Red Fox, and Eddie Murphy. I believe those are all the ones.
See, you answered the question that I was going to get to. I was going to ask you. I had some hot questions I wanted you to ask. I was going to ask you, who is your top 5 comedians, dead or alive? And then, I was going to ask you. Well, I'm going to go ask you that now. How important is Alabama comedy? Because out of Alabama, you got yourself that hopefully you probably won't put yourself, but I will put you in there. Steve Brown, which to me, hands down, one of the funniest hosts of all time. You got Sid Delaney. Sid Delaney. You got Mo. It was Mo Williams at Tuscaloosa. Mo Williams?
Yep. You had Doug Williams that was out of Montgomery.
He was before me. I remember him.
Yeah. Well, Jamie Foxx kind of did a number on him in an infamous clip. Man. We ain't seen too much.
He from Alabama?
He's from Montgomery, absolutely. But he's a good dude, man. Just had a bad night.
Jamie Foxx did. You saw that?
I'm trying to remember
when the roast.
Yes.
They shot a roast, and Jamie Foxx heckled him to death.
Yeah,
it was nothing else. Like I want to say in his career. I don't know. I ain't wishing it bad on the brother.
A lot of people feel like that, man. I think he still did some writing and stuff. And like I said, I met him. He's a good dude, man. Great dude, actually.
Yeah.
You got a few comedians from down in the Mobile area. You got some white comedians from Alabama who, we've definitely contributed, to the comedy scene. Who knows when we'll ever get our props? We'll probably never be a Chicago or New York or whatever. But we in the mix, man. We can go toe to toe with anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Even with Ricky Smiley, man, how was it like seeing Ricky Smiley grow to the level of success? Because you pretty much. So I know you said Roy Wood, because Roy Wood don't get the credit that he deserved. Right. Roy Wood's probably one of the funniest comedians of all time. I mean, that may be kind of up there, but skits wise, I don't think nobody in prank calls. Everybody loved Nephew Tommy, but Roy Wood is probably up there, if not neck to neck with Nephew Tommy.
Yeah, he's up there. And when I tell y'all, the world may not know, man, but Roy is the comedian's comedian. When you're on East Coast, West Coast, wherever, all the comedians know and respect Roy Wood Jr. Like he's really, really up there. At the time of this video, he's in contention to take over Trevor Noah's spot as a host of the Daily Show. So, prayers up that he may get that. But man, he literally left the door open for me and a lot of other people, man. He's just a great dude, top to bottom.
It was another comedian out of Birmingham,
Henry Welch. Henry Welch.
Henry Welch. I know
Sir Walt.
Henry Welch. Who?
Yeah, you got Sir Walt.
Sir Walt.
That's who it is.
Yeah.
One of my top 10 funny comedians, man. Like we did when me and me started doing promoting comedy shows and at Stedman College, it was a lot of Sir Walt. Sir Walt used to come to a lot of Steve Brown, of course, Shawty, but these are outside all the time. The Shawty, Hamburger, Leon Rogers, Dion Coles, but it was a lot of Sir Walt. It was a lot, like I would say Birmingham pretty much helped us because that's the only thing we couldn't afford. We couldn't afford comedians so we used to get Sir Walt to come down every week. Sid Delaney used to come down all the time. That used to be our show, man. So again, man, shout out to Birmingham. Because again, Birmingham comedians, Mo, but again, definitely Sid Delaney and Sir Walt. I forgot about Sir Walt, man. I want to. When I talk to him, how is he?
I talked to him for a short time last year. Matter of fact, everybody we just named, I probably ran into like last year. I know it's early January right now at the time of this filming, but yeah, I've seen them all. Ran into Henry Welch. Definitely talked to Steve. Me and Ricky always working together, doing stuff, man. So I'm proud to keep that.
You think we ever get a Ricky Smiley, Steve Brown tour?
Man, it's gonna take a lot of prayer. It's gonna take a lot of prayer, man. No. Yeah, man. They two grown men, man, and they're both Omegas, both Leos, and I'm a Leo also. So I know deep down, man, they love and respect each other. It's just gotta have a sit down, drag out meeting and talk with each other, and hopefully, as brothers get older and mature, maybe that'll happen. But I know both of them well, so I don't know. I mean,
Ricky Smiley and Arnett J. Look what God brought them together on the plane, same seat.
Wow!
Like so, anything's definitely possible, man. So before we get off the comedy, let me ask you a question. So, what was it like? Okay, you transitioned from a recruiter to a comedian. What was it like starting off? Was there boos? Was there heckles? Was there any self-doubts you had that you couldn't do this? Like, maybe it's not for me. Like, what was it like starting off? I know, again, you had the Roy Williams. You had I don't know, you had Ricky Smiley at the time. But I know Steve Brown, I recall, I saw you at a stand-up show. Shout out to Atlanta Comedy Corner, the original Atlanta Comedy Corner. You was outside. And there's another thing. Again, I remember him run up to me. And like, man, Anwar, it's good to see you. I'm saying like, dang, I'm so proud of you. I had no idea that you were doing stand-up. Because I knew you was recruiting, you was at Stillman, and then I saw you do comedy, and you absolutely killed it, whatever. And not everybody can survive a line of comedy club. Y'all got to be there to know. It's not really an easy thing to do, and you absolutely killed it. So what was that journey like actually performing standing jokes? I know T.I. getting killed in the clubs right now and saying that, so I know it's not an easy task to do.
Right. It was tough, man. You know, the toughest thing about starting off in comedy is you're trying to find that consistency. Like you might have a good show, then an okay show, then a great show, and you just want to get to a point where I'm like, I'll take good, but this up and down. So going to Atlanta, I had good shows every time I went to Atlanta, and that, you know, was a big confidence boost. But yeah, Steve Brown just really threw me in the fire when I told him, hey man, I want to do comedy. All right, I'll put you on stage. Well, I can't do a Steve boy, but he literally like had me opening up, had me you know, hosting some of his shows, opening for him, and I eventually got better. And through him, man, I was able to travel, meet a whole bunch of comedians that I still talk to today. But I was a sponge, you know what I'm saying? I was that comedian that would sit back in the back, watch how people would deliver, watch how they sang, watch how the crowd responds to different things. I was really a sponge, and I watched a lot of stuff, man. And with Steve, I was able to watch him, and I learned, you know, from Steve what to do, what not to do. I could see whatever mistakes and what things he did, and I knew to go the opposite way. But it was a blessing, man. I think I traveled with him for about 6 years.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
I really think sometimes I wish Steve Brown's bigger than, not saying he's not big. I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way, but to me, seeing him tell jokes in Stinson auditorium, to see him in movies and doing that, like, I know the potential he has. Where I sometimes wish, like, dang, I wish Steve could have been bigger. Like, I'm not sure. I have him in my top 10 funny comedians, maybe because I seen him grow, but I sometimes just wish he was. Now I don't know what can be done. Like, I know it's a lot of talented people out there, there, but I just sometimes wish Steve was a little bit bigger. Now I got someone from D. Bryan. He said he stayed in the same apartment complex that you, brother. Madison Place on 280.
Oh yeah. I did. I lived over there when I was working. It was across the street from my job. So yeah, I stayed over there maybe 2 years.
He said he tell you how good your YouTube video was back in 2016. Run, Jalen, run. So shout out to him. So you got
OGs, the OGs.
Right.
Yeah, man. Right, so and that's when the videos that took off, man, that 2016. And I shot I shot the first one in a hotel in Nashville just with my iPhone. And then, you know, pretty much the rest of the season, I was shooting the videos in that apartment complex, man. And from there, it turned into not only viral videos, but also a clothing line. And just, man, I've been able to pay a lot of bills, man. So, yeah, it was a good time started in that apartment.
Me and me didn't want to count your pockets, but me and me got one somewhat. We got one YouTube video with 40,000 views, and we get a check monthly based off that. Me said, Anwar, Funnymaine is rich. He got 500,000 videos, 700,000 videos, and he got several of them lined up. So if we making $400 just off this one video, he making about $8,000 a month. And like, man, how do we get to this level? But
we are proud of you, though.
Yeah. So
thank you,
how
man.
How did it start, Funnymaine? Like, how did you create a YouTube start? Like, what did this? If y'all don't know, he has a segment on his YouTube channel called "How Bama Fans Watch." It's viral every week. People tune in by the thousands. Literally, no, go check his page. Drop his link by the 30, 40, 50, 80,000 every Saturday, really Sunday, to watch his reaction to college football on a Saturday. How did that start for you?
Man, it was a long journey. We're talking about the beginning of my comedy roots, but 2014, Dude, I was working at the radio station. I wasn't even getting paid. Of course, I was just doing it. I wanted to get my name out there. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was still working as a substitute teacher, taking jobs here and there. And I knew to advance my career, I had to get out to the coast to kind of see what they were doing. I was on the East Coast, go to New York and go to LA. And I would reach out to shout out to another Stillmanite, man, Sammy Hill, who made it to the NFL from Stillman. I just reached out to him, sucked my pride up and showed him my plan. I said, bro, I think I can, grow in this comedy thing, but I just need a little help, to get flight and hotel room. He's big dog. It's make a lot of sense, man. Yeah. You got it, man. He gave me some cash. And when I tell you, I took that cash, and my buddy Jose, who owns a rim shop here in Birmingham, man, they funded me to get out there to LA in 2014. And Roy Wood Jr., where I say he literally left the door open. He's a man, you can stay at my place. He took me around LA, introduced me to all the gatekeepers, got me some stage time. And
hold
in 2014,
yeah. Hold on, man. See, y'all don't understand what he just.
Mm-hmm.
He's the gatekeeper. Keep going.
Yeah. So in that year, man, I saw where everything was headed. Everybody in LA was, putting phones and everything in their face, and they were conquering all of these apps that were coming out. I don't even think Instagram was letting you do video at the time. And it was only for like mostly people with iPhones. But when I came back to Birmingham, I was like, I got to get me some equipment. I gotta get some lights and some camera. I got to learn how to work this stuff, learn how to edit. Reached out to my boy Trey Mo, who I also from Birmingham, a comedian. I think is the godfather of, learning social media. He introduced me to a word I never heard of called the algorithms. He sat down and told me about the algorithms, and here I am again. I'm a sponge. I'm taking it all in. And I put everything together. And at first, man, I was doing like hood content. I still got the videos in my Dropbox. I love watching Desi Banks. And if I could compare, I was kind of Desi before Desi, because I was doing like these hood characters and everything. And just seeing what would stick. I would get posted to Ball Alert, Shade Room before they really blew up. And then my Bama fandom kicked in. I just did like funny little video about being a Bama fan. Thought it would just spread across the state. It took off. Yes. It took off. So I saw that there was more of a family-oriented crowd, and this was more diverse, white, black, everybody. So I took the hood stuff off of my pages and stuff like, oh, they don't need to see that guy. And it was a good decision, man. I invested in, cameras, lights, learning how to edit, and man, years later, man, we still rolling strong. It's a blessing.
Yeah, so you was one of the early pioneers in YouTube, because again, back, like I wish y'all could see this video. I asked Funnymaine, Funnymaine said I ain't even got it. Like either you had to, I don't know, but he did an Antoine Dodson when it's called Bed Intruder. The bad guy jumped into his sister and got into the bed with them, and they interviewed the guy with the perm, and he did a reenactment spoof that had to have millions of views. Yeah. But now there's so many spoofs on this video. I'm like, where's his video? He was the original of it. His videos would be all over. I think it was all. Now what's the for the Shade Room? It was
It was on all kind of blogs. I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And
the original Shade Room.
Somebody did a documentary as a video. I got tagged to on Facebook like last year. And I think it was the anniversary. I don't know if it was 10 years or whatever, the anniversary of the Antoine Dodson thing. And there's a clip of my spoof like in the middle of that. And I was like, I forgot about that video, but I went on my page when you brought it up. Maybe I had a different page at the time, because that was like
maybe so
08, 09, if I recollect correctly. But it did crazy numbers. I didn't get a lot of credit for it, except for people that knew me like, oh, this is
because back then was nobody doing spoofs. No one's going viral. Like right now, everybody recreating TikTok, having repeating, mocking everybody that does something. But you was really, again, I can't say it for sure. I'm not saying because he's here. But you was probably one of the first persons to spoof somebody that actually went viral, that took something that literally just happened and recreated and did it probably funnier than the original person who did it.
Yeah, and y'all gotta understand, YouTube, I think, came around in 2005. So the video you're talking about was 2008, and the word viral wasn't even in our vocabulary.
Right.
So when we saw the video of Antoine Dodson, it was me and my boys, Travis and Jarvis, both alphas. We watched his video, and because it was in Huntsville, we was like, oh man, everybody in Alabama finna be talking about this. I literally looked at his outfit and I said, okay, he got on a blue tank top, a red bandana. I said, y'all, I got a blue tank top and my cap of red bandana in the room and a stupid wig from something. I was like, bro, let's go shoot this. We were high as a kite that day. And if I could ever find the outtakes, man, it took us so long to do it because we all just started just crying, stopping, and laughing. And we were just recording it on this little handheld thing, posted it, and it just blew up.
Wow. See, we got Victor Kyler being messy. He said, Angelina asked, what was my take on Stillman? Stillman, again, my parents went to Stillman. That's how we got to end up going to Stillman. Like he said, it was my first choice. I actually had a scholarship to play football at Paul Quinn in Texas. But I wanted to go where my father went. And so my parents went there. So me and my brother, again, Bishop, had to go to night school, adult school, GED school, all this stuff to get to Stillman. And then if I didn't go there, I wouldn't have met her. But my experience at Stillman was wonderful. But he said Anwar ran an underground newsletter called the Stillman Truth. That's so the Stillman Truth.
Let me tell you about the Stillman Truth. Wasn't it just like a sheet of paper?
Right.
Years ago, I remember the Stillman Truth.
The Stillman Truth was the shade room before the shade room. This was like back in 98, 99. It was a letter that exposed all the dirty secrets of the administration, the messy drama that's going on campus. It was called the Stillman Truth. I had no part of it, but because I ran the newspaper, my name got attached to it. But it was actually this guy. It was Vic.
It was
Vic. The Stillman Truth, man. You took me back with that one, bro.
Right. Only Vic can bring stuff like this. I forgot about that, y'all. Literally, people woke up in the morning and the Stillman Truth was all over the campus. Matthew waking up, going to breakfast, and you see this paper and it's telling you about all the drama, all the tea. Oh, well, no, but shout out to Vic.
Think about they did this at a very small school, y'all. Like everybody know each other. And here they go, just being messy. But that was a time, man. Like I said, back then, everybody was pushing their creative juices to the limit, man. And that I'm glad I never made the Stillman Truth.
Bishop said, and I wasn't giving to forget that. All right, so good. All right, so now we talked about Birmingham. We talked about your role. Okay, good, y'all. Sharon, get your 1186 water, y'all. Again, y'all, black-owned water, y'all. Listen. It's not our sip with me now is about black-owned spirits, but guys, man, we have our own water. This brother has his own water filtration system that he created. It's no exaggeration. It tastes better. I don't drink spring water, so this is purified. It tastes better than most water. Now, again,
it's a little price.
It's a little price. It's a little higher in price, but I'd rather pay $3, $2 more for some good water. Only problem is it's further up the street, but we need to get some up. But me and me bought some, and we actually gave some away.
Vlog it,
yeah. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check out 1186. It's good to know that Funnymaine is behind it. I had no idea that he even knew about 1186.
Oh man, that's all me and wifey drink. Like I'm telling you, bottles. Some in the fridge, some over here in the pantry. That's our water for sure.
Yeah, Diggs Brothers on Instagram. Okay, they dropped the link. Yeah, let's go shout out to the Diggs boys. And got Rush and Johnson still in the building. I'm trying to come down something to share.
Congratulations on your union.
And C and you're all fine. Thank you, C. That's a dope list. All right, so let me get back to. We have a few questions, y'all. Again, we try not to ask too many questions. We want to let the conversation just go natural. Now let's get to not necessarily the bad stuff, but let's get to like the controversy stuff and for a second. Now, at the height, now keep this in mind, y'all. Funnymaine at this point, we're talking about 2019, 2020. His YouTube channel, y'all make sure y'all please go subscribe to Funnymaine. It's just Funnymaine, Funny FUNNYMAIN on YouTube. Over 100,000 subscribers, guys. Y'all would definitely enjoy. Even if you don't watch, like I'm not, to be perfectly honest, I'm not the biggest college football person, but I watch just to see his tape. She watches the tape. All I know back in the day. Whatever happened to that Funny Man? If I get it, what happened to that?
You don't use that no more?
Nah. It's as you grow in the business, you learn. And I ain't mad about them. It is their property. Somebody, somewhere in Leonard Skinner, they actually wrote and copyright that that tune, and it's their creative baby, so they should get paid for it. But I got, every time I posted it on a video, man, I get hit with an email saying, hey, they getting all the money from it. So I was like, that's not good business sense. So I started looking for workarounds, and I think we're good now. In a good spot.
Yeah. Because I actually, the video clip that I had for you, I had another song for that, and YouTube, I learned to test songs out before you post it on your video, and that came as a copyright strike, and then I had to use whatever generic beat that came with it, and then that was cool. So I know exactly how you feel. And we had an intro.
Yeah, we had to go
when we first started our YouTube channel. It was a sister named Kimberly Holloway, and she had a song, Energy, that it felt perfect for us. She gave us the authority to use it. I mean, we know a person we used to work together for like 8 years, but YouTube was like, yeah, you don't know her. Strike, clang.
For real.
And right when we get monetized, me literally had to go back and edit 149 or 79 videos to remove that old intro so we can get monetized on YouTube. So I definitely know how it feels to lose.
Yeah, man. So, the content game is good, but there's a lot of rules that you got to abide by. So.
Okay, Dr. Russell Johnson said, love the weekly football recap. Did you imagine that football weekly recaps, did you imagine that it would take off the way it did and go viral?
Had no idea. Not a clue. If people could go back and look at the very first one, like I said, I was in a hotel in Nashville. It was Jalen Hurts' first game in 2016. He didn't even start. There's another guy that started, Blake Barnett. He got benched, and then Jalen gets in. We beat USC 52-6, and I knew I wanted to do something, continuous for the football season. So I just turned the iPhone around to me and reacted to a few games. It got like 3 million views. I'm getting calls from TV stations, radio stations, like, okay, what's going on? And it was just, up to me, man. Had to lean in, and thank God I've been back and forth to the coast, and I was reading different books, and I kind of knew how to capitalize on it.
So how does it feel, man, as a Bama fan? Like, it just so happens you doing this again. God doesn't make mistakes. God does everything for a reason. You could have technically been an Auburn fan, doing this. You literally could. I'm saying you could have been a Clemson fan, but it just so happens you are a fan of the most winninging. Is that even a word? Winninging? Maybe the big boys kicking in. The most winningest football team in history. So it fits you because you got the swagger and the balls to say what you can say because your team can back it up and they have a history of it. Like me, I'm a Florida Gator fan. No, because I'm from Florida, but because I went to Alabama, Stillman. No, I low key like Alabama. Just don't tell nobody. No, I keep that on. But you can back it up because your team has success. But how does it feel like to know that your team, like, because had you been with, I don't know, LSU or somebody like that, it probably wouldn't hit as hard.
Right. It's fun and it's a blessing, man. I started looking at how what am I supposed to do with this platform? Like you said, everything lined up for me to be here. And I think, me being who I am and how I was raised, I'm here to do something positive with it. Yeah, on the surface it looks like football, but even my last post on Facebook today, I drove back from Tuscaloosa to do this show. I was with a young father and his daughter. This was our second year in a row going to the Bama LSU game. We were complete strangers on Twitter last year. I had some extra tickets. I said, hey, who wants to go? He said, man, me and my daughter would love to go. So we was DMing each other. His daughter is an honor roll student. Dude, she got in that game and was having so much fun. It made me have a better time. So I hit him up a few weeks ago. I said, hey, Bama LSU, January 14th, let's run it back. Dude, we drove down together, man, drove back, just had a blessing, and, posted it. And people just, touched by it. And that's why I feel I'm really here, man, is to unify people, bring people together, and talk about the goodness of God, for sure.
Okay. And so they're still talking about the water. Griffin, next time we see you, we'll make sure we bring you a case. Jeffrey's Angel, shout out to Montgomery. She said it sells out all the time here in Montgomery. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, Angeline said, back in 98, back in the day, did you ever want to become a journalist after putting together Stephen True, NY, Funnymaine? Funnymaine had nothing to do with it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. It takes a daddy to write a hard-hitting story.
Well, that's actually where I studied. When I came in under journalism, then they dropped it. So then I ended up with a dual major in English and communications, and I also studied journalism and marketing at Bama. So I've absolutely written quite a few articles in my day.
The Stephen True News, that was the original lady whistle down letter from Bridgerton. Wow, we got Stillman College, we got Jessica Sale.
Jess, one of my favorites right there, man. Yeah.
Tripping with Dre. Michelle's in the building. Don't worry about
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay, USC in the building. All right. So now we talked about everything up until this point. So your channel's blowing up. You got a weekly segment that's a hit. Like nobody can. Again, there's been several people who tried to do recaps, but nobody does recap. Y'all gotta literally watch. It's only about 2-3 minutes long, but he literally just put a score. Sometimes he may laugh. Sometimes he may not say anything. He keeps going. He talks to people on the side. Like it's literally the funniest thing that you would see after a college football game. So your channel's blowing up, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, 100,000 views, and then COVID hit. COVID hits, and then everybody. It was like a movement that started of everybody wanted to tear down monuments and racial disparities, and everybody wanted to make right of things. But you was one of the first. It's like everybody. It was a movement afterwards, but it seems like, and I may be wrong, and maybe you can help me correct this if I am, that you're probably one of the first people to take a stance about taking down racial statues during that time period. Tell everybody about why that statue in Birmingham, why was it so important to come down, and why, and how did it affect you and your livelihood and everything else that came along with it?
So there was a Confederate statue, or a statue, celebrating the Confederacy in the middle of Birmingham. Funny story about Birmingham. We're a very young city. We weren't even founded till 1871, which is actually 6 years after the Civil War ended. The city of Birmingham, the land, played no major part in the battle. And the history of the land that Birmingham sits on in the Civil War actually favored the Union. There's still the Arlington House that sits in Birmingham, where the Union soldiers planned and stayed overnight, and the next day they marched down to Tuscaloosa and burned the city down. So there's only Union history here, but the statue was erected by the Daughters of the Confederacy, who are not only responsible for hundreds of statues across the country, but they're also responsible for a lot of the madness in our school textbooks. And I knew the history of the statue, always felt the way about it. And like you said, in 2014, 15, there was a movement that started during the Black Lives Matter movement to get Confederate flags and statues down. I know y'all probably remember Bree Newsom climbing the flagpole in South Carolina, snatching the flag down, people kicking statues over. But by like 2018, that movement kind of died out. And then 2020 and COVID happens, George Floyd happens. And I, like many other people across the world, were just hurt and upset about the George Floyd thing, because it seemed like brothers and sisters were just being killed by not only by the police every day, but still, harming each other. And it's very frustrating to somebody like me. So after all of the different races took the streets and then started chanting Black Lives Matter, and you seen these big marches, I attended 2 in Birmingham. And on the first one on a Saturday, dude, it was thousands of people, majority white. They came, they had their picket signs, and they listened to a few speakers, and they went home. They just went home, and that bugged me so bad. I told my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, I said, babe, they just, like, I don't think they get it. Yeah, it didn't sit right at all. Like, y'all just get to, leave or go home, and we still stuck with our same problems. And I told my wife, I said, babe, if they ever let me speak at one of them things, I'm gonna say something for real. She literally looked at me in the car and said, you ain't gonna do nothing. Little did I know, less than
she kicked it off.
What?
She kicked it off, and it wasn't like a dare. I got a phone call less than 24 hours later. There was another rally at the same park. But this one was hosted by the city of Birmingham. They called me and said, hey, man, can you come down and talk about the census? They were trying to get people to fill out the census at the time. I said, sure, yeah, I'll come down. I get backstage, and they were like, okay, well, you're going to go up after Ricky Smiley, and then you just, introduce yourself and then tell them about the census. Y'all start hearing all these voices in my head.
Oh my
I'm
God.
thinking about the statue. I'm thinking about all them people that went home. And then I thought about the conversation with my lady. I said, well, here's your chance. So when I stepped up to the mic, man, Ricky's doing his thing. He's speaking well. And I stepped up to the mic. I'm like, I don't have a plan. I didn't have a speech written down. I was like, I said I was going to say something real. So here's the chance.
I was like, that's my boy.
Yeah, it was like the universe was saying, oh, really? So I stepped up. I gave him a history about the area we were in, about Birmingham, about the Confederacy, all of that. And my attention just turned toward the statue, as I'm hearing.
Oh, Funnymaine, only you can hear us if you froze up. Oh, did we freeze up? Can y'all hear us?
Is it us or him? Dang, it was getting good. Is it us?
Can y'all hear us? Did we freeze up?
Is it us?
Is it us?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, shoot.
Is it us or...
Can y'all hear us? Can y'all say something to us? I don't know. Can anybody hear us?
Let me see. We can hear you. Oh, they can hear us. Oh, okay.
Can y'all hear Funnymaine? I don't see
it's Funnymaine. Okay.
Oh, she said no, it's him. Okay.
Okay. Oh, dang.
Oh, damn,
so
we lost him. We lost. Okay.
Do you need to drop the lead one more time to make sure?
Okay, Ma.
Okay,
Okay, Ma. Thank you.
Wait, I guess. Hold on.
Okay. Now, we thought it was us. Okay.
Okay. Thank y'all.
All right, y'all. So hopefully we can get Funnymaine back up here. But I hope y'all liking the interview so far.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for being here. Let me get to some of these comments. We got Jessica Sales in the building, y'all.
Oh, well,
I'm trying to see. What you send me?
Maybe go down a little bit.
Oh, I see. I feel you. I'm trying to go make sure I miss anything, man. All right. So, hi, Alabama fan. Watch the Super Bowl, y'all. This is probably his latest one.
Super Bowl.
Angelina, Funnymaine, how did you perfect your craft in comedy from timing to... Okay. When he come back out, make sure we ask that question. I'm still here cooking.
I wasn't sure.
Well, and the original paper version of the Shade Room. I was not. That was Victor Collar. I stand by that. It had nothing to do with it. Still been true. Yo, while we talking about Black on Spirit, y'all, this is Diggs Boys. So while I made me pretty much a Jack and Coke, instead of again using Jack Daniels, I use Diggs Boys, which is a whiskey, and so give me that black option. So instead of you asking for a Jack and Coke, you got your Dig and Coke.
Funnymaine need to come on back because that was
it was getting good, man. Come on, Funnymaine. Make sure I drop the link in the chat in case he want to come back up. If he's seeing the link, But while that happens, let me go ahead and go to the chat. Okay, so we read that. Bashir, Stephen True Letter. Okay, we read that. Yeah, we got still got 29 real ones in the building.
Right.
Thank y'all so much. We got the Wiley Hustle in here. Welcome in.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yo, yeah, I'm on my cell phone now. I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know if the internet just completely went out in my house or what's going on, but can y'all hear me? See me?
Yes, sir. We hear you.
Okay. I forgot where I stopped at, but
you're saying that the voices
was getting good.
You was having voices in my head.
Somebody's telling me to speak my mind. I don't know, somewhere.
So yeah, I tell them to meet me at the statue at 7:30. I don't know who's showing up or if these people taking me serious, man. It's like 500, 700 people showed up, mostly young, white kids, black kids, some older folks, and they were passionate about the statue too. So we just started chipping away. We couldn't get it down. You know, we were trying, but it was as stubborn as racism itself.
Right.
And you know, the city officials came out, they kind of put a stop to it. But, you know, you had some knuckleheads out of the group that decided to leave the park and went and destroyed some buildings and destroyed some black-owned businesses also. And I woke up the next day and they're blaming me. But I'm clearly on tape telling people all day, like, don't destroy property, don't do this, do that. And I got to see firsthand how the media can really twist your words.
Absolutely.
And try to make you the bad guy, man. I lived like I saw it, felt it. And of course, there were, you know, thousands of people, mostly white, Confederate loving folks that decided they weren't going to follow. Yeah, they weren't going to follow my videos anymore. But I tell you, man, the folks that stuck around, oh man, they know where I stand, and I know what they like. Dude, we having a ball now.
At any point were you scared for them, man? Because I mean,
he said, "I ain't saying
I ain't gonna lie, because if you and this goes for everyone that's in here. Mm-hmm. Like, if you listen to what the media portrays, and that's the only thing you go by, you're gonna be so lost. Mm-hmm. Because if you Google Funnymaine Johnson, you're gonna see video clips of him exciting a riot, him arrested and charged with exciting a riot, blah blah blah. But then, and if you just do a little bit of research, either scroll up or scroll below, you're gonna hear him say clearly, y'all not gonna fuck with Birmingham. Y'all not gonna touch Birmingham. Y'all not gonna touch this. Stay away from here. You're not gonna touch this. He clearly gave y'all a rundown of what y'all shouldn't do. All he said was, but if y'all want to, meet me over here at 7:30. But you ain't gonna mess nothing up here. Like, it's clear as day what you said. And I still don't know how can they. It's almost like the Bible. You know how people use the Bible to they take quotes
interpret it how they want to
match their lifestyle. You ain't read the line above and line below. You just read whatever to fit your narrative, and that's what they did with you.
And here's the kicker to it, man. You're absolutely right. That's what happened, but I think that was an easy narrative. They needed a bad guy. They needed somebody to blame and be held responsible. And I still, to this day, believe that the people behind that, they weren't white. They were black. These were black people trying to save face and upset at me. You have to understand there's a lot of us who, you know, I resetted my computer when it went out. There's a lot of us as in black people who don't want to disturb the peace, don't want to, you know, get out of line, don't want to cause a ruckus. you know, even when I read Martin Luther King's books, he talks about it. He said these people booed him in Chicago. The people in Birmingham, the older people called him a troublemaker. So they don't like to, they like for stuff to stay status quo. And when I interrupted that, you know, they turned on me and tried to put that narrative out there. And a lot of people went forward. But like you said, man, all the evidence was there. So the case got dismissed, the charges got dropped, and you know, I'm moving on. But I'm telling you, man, it's I haven't.
It had to be a hard pill to swallow, though, man. Knowing, okay, at this point, I just want y'all to get. He not saying you at your highest because you still got a long way to go, but at this thing is really moving for you, Funnymaine.
Yeah.
And now you got this people, the same Bama fans, you know what I'm saying, that was in your videos, trashing Clemson, trashing LSU, and trashing Auburn and everything. Now they turn on you. Like, how did that feel during that time, knowing that, like, you can't really defend yourself? You can, but then even when you defend yourself, you still come about as the bad guy. So you literally got to sit there and eat being called a racist and a fight. Right. Like, you literally Donald Trump and for the uprisers back in 2020.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough to live through, not gonna lie about that. But what I realized is, let me just tell the truth, not even my truth. Let me just tell the truth. And everybody who accepts the truth will move on together. Everybody who doesn't want to hear the truth, we got nothing to talk about. Right. And that's pretty much how I, you know, did it. Like I said, my Facebook and YouTube numbers skyrocketed after that. And, you know, at first I lost some. It was basically addition by subtraction. We lost all of the trolls and all the racist people and all the Confederate lovers. And it just became a more pleasant experience for everybody.
Exactly.
So now that we got that out the way, y'all know where I stand. Y'all cool with it. We cool.
Just enjoy football.
Right.
That's it. Now we can enjoy this, and now we can be brothers and sisters. Now that we got that little piece of business out the way. But I haven't talked about it a lot, man, but I saw a different side of the white community after that. And I'm talking about in a good way. Of course, the people that left, they left. But there were some people like, bro, that's what he stands for, and he should. And they were kind of like, if I was black, I'd be pissed off too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because keep in mind, there are a lot of non-rich white people who got issues with this same government and how the conditions of their hometowns and the neighborhoods that they love. And in, you know, a lot of times in their world, we're painted as the bad guys. Black people are the reason for your problems. It's the illegal aliens. No, it's actually these CEOs and these lawmakers that are the issues. And I think they're wising up.
So what was the rebuilding process like? Because I know, like you said, you I know, I don't know how many you lost, but I know you probably lost a lot of, again, those Confederate racists, good old boys that even to this day, they still say, I will never follow them, but they back in there because you can't help but to watch you on a Saturday. But what was that rebuilding process like? I know you and your fiance at that time, y'all, I know your team, whoever you had around you, what was that rebuilding process like, trying to, you know what I'm saying, regroup, resave your name, or you know what I'm saying, dust off your name for all the mud that was playing on it? But what was that reprocessing like?
I really didn't have, I really didn't have to rebuild or rebrand. That fall 2020, they brought back college football. I just started back doing my videos, then bring up the other stuff, and the numbers were solid. Like really solid, and people just kind of got back to normal. And it was, the good thing about it was I had been so good to people years before the statue thing. They remembered that more than the statue. If anything, people who really followed me were like, Maine is a passionate person about people. Like, he's a good dude. So we gonna rock with him. Like, we're agreeing to rock with his personality. And it's, you know, it's thousands, tens of thousands of people that follow me that hate Alabama. They love Georgia. They love Notre Dame.
I'm on.
Me too.
Tennessee. She's an Auburn fan.
So you know what I'm saying? So to me, it really was no rebuild, and it was just getting back to work, man, with the people that support me.
Y'all go ahead, me.
Oh, you know what? I actually love seeing you in that spotlight. So, do you ever think that you may run for office?
Who knows?
You would kill it.
I would like to think that, but it's so many moving pieces to being in office. Number one, it's pretty much impossible to get in office now without the proper funding. And to get that funding, unless you're just lucky enough to, crowd fund and the people can support you and give you millions of dollars, you're probably going to have to lean on some corporations and some businesses. And once you do that, you're pretty much indebted to them. That doesn't mean they own you. You can vote against them at any time, but when once you buck, they're going to take their money away. They're going to control the media through their advertising dollars, and good luck to you after that. So to me, I've been able to do more with my, just my social media platform and being out in the streets and doing different things than I think running for office.
Now, was there any moment of time where you felt like our people turned against you? Because I remember on social media, on Facebook, people were like, "Oh, now he woke now. Oh, now see, he mad now. Them white folks ain't kissing his ass now. Oh, now he come crawling back to us." I'm saying, like, dang, like y'all really, like, just because a thing happened. So how does it feel from that aspect of it? Just knowing from our people, like even we turned on you. I'm saying, like, dang.
Oh, it hurt. Oh, it hurt like hell. Not gonna lie. And keep in mind, it was black people that turned on me the night of. Like I saw some comments the night of. It wasn't the majority of white people. They didn't turn till the next day when the news put the narrative out there. But the black folks that were gonna turn, they turned. Like I took some screenshots. I put. Oh yeah.
You ain't got receipts, Funnymaine.
Oh, I got the receipts, baby. I had to show the receipts to a local politician just to let them know. I know, but yeah, man, it hurt, but we pressed on. We moved on, man. It wasn't about the people that don't support, whether they be black or white. They probably weren't supporting anyway. So I don't need them.
Right. So let me ask you a question again, y'all. Any of these questions that we ask them, we just go with the flow. Yeah. We have not asked Funnymaine about any question we got. Because you again the woke part, again, a lot of people saying, "Oh, now Funnymaine is woke." When did this, not wokeness, because I'm pretty sure you already been it, but when did this strong stance on supporting Birmingham, supporting our people, like when did you start noticing that this was actually something that you wanted to focus on? Because you are really big on, like I said, on advertising, social activists, whatever. When did you realize that, you know what, outside of comedy, I got a voice to say?
It's always been there. If people just were paying attention, but because you're not, loud about it, dude, I'm a dude who I didn't grow up, listening to just a bunch of Luke. I grew up listening to X-Clan and Brand Nubian and De La Soul and Grand Pooba. These were my guys. So I've always had that in me, and then going to a black college and coming out of that, I just never, everything I tried to build was around black folks. You know what I'm saying? Like my comedy was catered to us and catered to black colleges when I started. My online content was catered to black. And y'all, dude, many years, y'all have known me like 20 years now. Y'all ever seen me rocking Gucci, Louis? I don't rock labels. I rock like black owned stuff. Like I try to push my friends and online people's like black owned stuff. Has always been in me. I think people just got twisted because a white audience chose me to entertain them. It wasn't like I went out and said, I'm feeling throwing a cowboy hat and really cater to these white people. No, I was just being myself, and they came along. And because that was probably a lot of black people's first time seeing me, they thought it was a white act. to being honest. And then after the statue thing, now I got more black people coming to the shows. I'm like, dude, this has been who I am. Like I can recite Malcolm X speeches. I can tell y'all about different books. I've followed Dr. Claude Anderson and so many different other people. I'm black, bro. I love being black. I'm pro-black, but I'm pro-black in my own way.
Absolutely. And why is that important to us? Because like I don't know if you saw it, but we made a post about I did a video on black-owned spirits, and then someone said, I don't care if it's white, black, if it's good spirits, like, and they were trying to come for us for being, you know, to promoting and black-owned spirits. And I made a post about, like, just because you pro-black does not mean you anti-white. Like, right. They don't think we can chew and talk at the same time. Like, I love my people. That does not mean I hate your people. It simply means I have admiration and respect to. It's a duty of us to show love to us. That doesn't mean I cannot show love to other people. So just because you a Bama fan and you do videos about Bama football doesn't mean you can't support injustices that goes on in this city that you love. Like, I don't.
Right. Well, you have to look at two things. Number one, you have to look at programming, how they've been programmed. And through public school textbooks, which I'm sure most of them got educated, they don't learn how to love on black folks or understand black history. A lot of our history in those books is hidden or not in there. I told you it was the Daughters of the Confederacy are behind a lot of the textbooks in the South and the Midwest. So that's the one thing they don't like. If I go right now to a rock concert, I don't really listen to rock, so I don't know how to act in this environment. And it's the same with them. And then historically, they don't have the context of why our community is in the shape that it's in. So they look at it with a very eye level type of observation. Well, you said black, so you must not like white. No, it's not that, brother. We've had so much collectively thrown at us that we have to collectively respond to it. That's all it is. Like, all of this stuff that's been against us has been government sanctioned, whether it's Jim Crow, segregation, the black codes, redlining. That's all stuff that literally happened to us with intent. So we're just responding with intent. And in our response, we don't feel like we have to tear down another race to come up. We're just saying, take your damn foot off our neck so we can see how great we can be.
Okay.
Or your knee.
Right.
So why is it important for everybody to move back to Birmingham?
When I made that part of the speech, man, I was literally talking about from the burbs back into the city limits. And I think that resonates with a lot of cities across the country. I feel like a lot of the talent and the financial resources have been sucked out of these areas that are predominantly black now and have predominantly black schools. So I know that if we get talent to start moving back in, and what that does for tax dollars, what that does for revenue, it makes a difference. And I know it makes a difference, but I think they left us in these city limits they left us here for dead and left us to fend for ourselves. It's like, all right, well, y'all want to run everything, y'all want to be here, you can have it, but we're going to take all the resources away from you. So enjoy yourselves. And, we got some issues here. I think we broke a record for murders last year, which is sad. And just a lot of different things. So I'm encouraging people that want to move out to the suburbs and majority white areas. I'm saying, hey, come back over here, do everything you plan on doing over there, but do it over here around your people. And let's just see what happens.
Right.
So I did it myself, man. I love my neighborhood. I'm here in Norwood, and we got a diverse neighborhood. It's probably about 90% black, but man, I got white neighbors, gay neighbors, Latino, And we all for real, we all work together, and it's beautiful. Like I really do love my neighborhood, so I know that it could work. So when I tell people to move back, I ain't just saying as an experiment, and I ain't doing it myself. I literally moved back myself, and it's beautiful.
Y'all make sure y'all follow him on. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on Facebook because, like, I watched a live when he was literally sitting on his porch, and he was just talking to the neighbors that walked by. Like it was literally like, you really mean this? Move back to Birmingham, like it was a really beautiful thing. It was just a neighbor. He was just, hey, how's it going? And he was just talking to you like he was an old uncle. He was just a neighbor next door. He's like, I had no idea who he is, but y'all just talking and having a good conversation.
And the crazy thing about it, man, that became the guy you're talking about is Mr. Hauser. He come out every day to speak to me. He's been over here since the 70s, so I was a sponge again, just listening to him. And sadly, he left us last spring. Yeah, last April, man. And that really, really hurt me. But it was like my best old friend every day.
Right.
We're gonna speak to him. And but he gave me some lessons, man, in just the 2 short years I was able to, see him every day.
And them lessons you can't get if everybody moved out, man. Like
right.
For us, we migrated. I was born and raised in Chicago. We moved to Jacksonville, Florida. We moved to Tampa, Florida. Went to college in Tuscaloosa. We stayed in Tuscaloosa for a few years. Moved to Tampa. That didn't work. 9/11 hit. We moved back to Alabama. That didn't work. Victor Kyler lied and said he can get me a $50,000 a year job to Atlanta. We moved to Atlanta. We've been here since 2002. So we moved around. So I don't know. Honestly, funny. It's probably the first time I ever said this. I don't know if I have a home. I call Tampa, Chicago, home because that's where I was born at. I call Tampa home because that's where I grew up at. But technically, Atlanta, I've been here since 2002. I've been here for 21 years. So technically, ATL, I would never rep the Falcons or any of these Jordan fans. But for you being born and raised in Alabama, Birmingham, it's really commendable that you didn't. Because you could have easily say, you know what, my YouTube channel is really blowing up. Let me move to Hollywood. Let me move to Atlanta. Let me move here. But you really stand with Alabama, man. So I really commend you. And Birmingham, outside of people when they know my wife is from Alabama or y'all some Bama, y'all country, but Birmingham is a beautiful city. Birmingham is a beautiful city. I ain't gonna hold you now. In certain parts, you know what I'm saying? In certain parts, but Birmingham itself got a lot of rich history, man.
Yeah, I mean the whole world, man. The whole world owes Birmingham a debt of gratitude, and the state of Alabama. We really did fight for a lot of different things, and we took a lot of hits for people to be able to do some great things that they're doing now. But I just love it here, and when I get to travel a lot. So when I travel, I'm like, I see what people are doing. I'm like, man, we could have this at home if X, Y, and Z would happen. You know what I'm saying? I know if if we can get our best talent back inside the city limits, I know things could look different for sure.
Okay, hold on a second. Teach on that. Some older folks are very comfortable in their role as good Negroes and don't know, don't want you upset things. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, let's don't be starting stuff, man. Funnymaine, out the heat, man. Don't try bring it.
Did it go? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. It's just a black screen. It's a black screen.
Oh, shoot. I think
the real question is, will you
get the mic? Yeah, I think he announced that, didn't he?
So Jessica Sales said the real question is, will you be on the mic at the alumni party for Homecoming 2023?
Oh, absolutely. Come on now, Jess. You know what it is.
All right.
You know what it is.
All right. So now we talked about the rise. Huh?
No, I was looking 716. Hey, 716.
Oh, we got 716 Vodka here. Shout out to HBCU. Welcome in, 716 Vodka. Hey, welcome in. Black owned spirit. Everybody's in here that we may have missed in, y'all. We got Funnymaine Johnson, actor, comedian, social activist, social content creator, sports analyst. Is no end to everything that he's done. Give me 1 second.
So on the screen, let's see.
Funnymaine.
Your Roundabout clothing. Are you going to use other team colors, or is it going to stay red and white?
Oh no, we've done other teams for sure.
Yeah, you did Auburn.
Yeah. Well, we did a lot of it. We did Auburn, Tennessee, Georgia, but I just say stay tuned. We working on some stuff.
Okay, new merch coming. Y'all
So y'all make sure y'all drop the link for Run the Ball. Man, Meet. Let me make sure we had to let y'all know, y'all. Man, Meet. Before this is before Man Meet had weight loss surgery. So before Man Meet even knew anything about the growth of Funnymaine, Man Meet was supporting his brother. So again, y'all think we woke now. Man Meet been on the support black-owned business, y'all. Y'all see this shirt right here? Man Meet been had to Run the Ball. We been had that. This man was in Hibbett Sports back in 2018. We were supporting our people, man. So y'all make sure y'all go to the website. Run the Ball. The link's in this description. The mod's been dropping a link, y'all.
I have my braces.
Ooh, yeah, braces. I was extra fat.
Please take that down?
No, I want Funnymaine to see that we had his shirt on.
We had your shirt.
The original, not the bootleg copy.
We had the official. I think we got
official.
It from
Hibbett.
Look good too.
Huh?
Yeah. It was in Hibbett. I definitely remember y'all support, man. So, like I said, I always just appreciate y'all, man. For real.
Of course.
All right, so we got
let me see.
Dr. Cloud, the man with the plan. Okay. Alabama, not serious, Clemson. Okay, we got Derica in the building. All right, so let me make sure I missed any other comment. Your C said your home is where your heart is. Absolutely. Right. All right, so now we talked about the controversy, and you overcame that, because I was really worried one time, like, damn, man, Funnymaine, like, what is going to happen next? But you rebounded like nothing happened. That's a lesson to be learned. Sometimes y'all just got to keep going. Like, don't even forget about like it never happened, and just keep going. So y'all, it's lessons that he didn't even say that, but if y'all peep what he said, y'all got, like, just keep going. So that's a ball. What Rod said, that's a boulder, just to keep going. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let it fail. You had to keep addressing it. You had to keep apologizing to it. There's nothing to apologize. You said what you said. You wanted the statue removed. You didn't say what they said, and you kept it moving. And you even bigger now. And you got rid of some naysayers along the way. It's a win-win.
Yeah. It was a win-win-win. 2 words for everybody, man. Trust God.
Oh yeah.
Trust God. You know, either God can or he can't. And I believe that he can. He's shown me in 42 years that he can do the impossible, that he is the provider, not your naysayers, not people lying on you. So you got to lean into trusting God.
Now, we had a text comment about your relationship with the mayor. How does it feel? How does you feel about Woodfin and the pushback he gets from grandma? I don't know what you mean by grandma, but what's your comment?
No comment. Just, you know, I hope he continues to do a good job for the city. That's all.
Okay.
All right,
that's fair. All right.
So let me go back to my question. That was a text question. Yeah. Go back to where it should be. Okay. All right. So now that we got all that out the way, so at this point, you're not rebounding because you never fell off. So you're trying to gain back the momentum. At what point did you meet the woman that is now your wife, Devin?
Yeah,
superstar.
We knew each other in passing back in Tuscaloosa. She was a student at the university. I was, still kind of on the scene, so we had a lot of mutual friends. So we knew each other then. She didn't think I was flirting. She thought I was just messing with her all the time. And always making fun of her. But now that we're married, I still make fun of her and mess with her all the time. So I told her, babe, that was me flirting. Oh, she said, oh. So we got along great. Kept in touch sparingly here and there. Probably over the past 5 years, we kind of, after my first engagement fell apart, we started flirting with each other, but, we wasn't sure if the other one really wanted something serious. And it was a mutual friend of ours in 2019 told me, said, man, listen, and my little sister now, if you want the best out of her, you're going to have to give her your best. And that kind of changed the tones. I said, let me get serious about her and see, what will happen. And man, that was the best decision I ever made. And we've been rocking and rolling ever since, man. It's a beautiful relationship.
Wow.
Beautiful wedding, too.
It's a beautiful wedding, man.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Man, so how
has a great day.
How has being married changed you?
I don't think it's really changed. Of course, you got another person that you have to, protect and provide for. But I've started the relationship off like that. Like I gotta, she ain't but 4 feet even, so I gotta protect her and make sure she's good and everything. But that's always kind of my mode that I'm in, is making sure she's well, making sure she knows she's loved, making sure she knows she's supported. Like, I buy stuff for her business. Like it's not just gifts, it's me investing in her. And she's out on the road doing work right now. So
she has a successful photography company.
I was just about to say,
photography, media. Yeah, y'all make sure
right.
Now, I also know that you also do real estate, or y'all have Airbnb.
Absolutely. Yeah. So me and her, we started a business together. After 2020, I actually enrolled in classes and got certifications in real estate development and different things. So just really learning the process of how, not only I knew about buying and flipping houses, but I want to learn how to build a whole neighborhood and build a community and build businesses. So that's what I went back to school for, and join these different organizations. And we started our own company, man. It's been rocking and rolling. We got I think 3 properties now. We're trying to add some more. I've done some investing in properties and everything. So, life's good. I just like learning, man. Like learning and earning.
That's a beautiful thing, man. And you're doing it together, man. It's inspiration for me. We are inseparable. I see a lot of stuff that you and your wife doing on social media. Y'all, the major moves. When I went to y'all LinkedIn, when I saw the Wyatt Johnson properties, I was like, damn, like that's a beautiful thing that y'all doing this together, man. And actually, the Airbnb that I saw, man, I haven't told her, but I would like to stay there, man. We owed a nice visit to Birmingham to vlog, because I don't think on YouTube it really been touched the way I think me and her can touch and record and vlog Birmingham. Right. We tried to go to a black-owned restaurant. One, it was closed. Like D. Brian, we went to Yo Mama's. Yo Mama's. It was Yo Mama's. They opened the first and third Wednesday, Saturday. I'm just like,
I can't keep up with the calendar, okay?
Listen here. When I'm hungry, I want to go eat. I ain't got time to figure out when it's the first and the third and second. And so we went to another Jamaican restaurant that was just trash. So me is owed a trip to Birmingham, which is only 2 hours from where we live in Douglasville. The line is literally Buc-ee's. It's 45 minutes from us. So we owe. So I was looking at the thing today. I was going to show me the Airbnb. I would like to stay at the Airbnb. 1, to vlog it. 2, to show support, and to 3, finish this Birmingham vlog, because I think Birmingham has so much rich history, that it's untapped. It needs to be heard. I know Mobile has a lot of rich history that we just found out about, that we're going to vlog that too. But I really think like we need to finish this Birmingham vlog. If you got some time, Funnymaine, we can maybe see whenever you're available, and you can really show us, because you went to Montgomery and to a spot that I want to go to, but I really would like for you to show us Birmingham.
Oh, absolutely.
The way that should be shown, and that it can be out there.
Yeah, I ain't got no problem doing that. And let me just interject. Shout out to my people at Yo Mama's. Now, don't y'all worry about the hours. When they close the doors, they back there working on something good. But there's some of the greatest hard working people over there. I do sometimes go up there and the door be locked, and I don't know what's going on, but I always come back the next day. But they so super cool, and that food is delicious. So if
is it funny, man?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Like
so, D. Brian Legacy Building. We will go back.
Yeah,
we will go back. But we literally drove from here. Too. Funny man, we drove from Atlanta.
Man, we was so mad.
We left here about 7:00 in the morning. We got there, and it was us and somebody else. They came from Ohio. Somebody from Ohio.
Mobile. No, they came from Mobile, Mississippi, somewhere.
Baby, I just said, how you get Ohio, Mobile?
It wasn't Ohio.
At least work with me.
Oh, okay.
With my
It was Ohio.
It was Ohio. They came from Ohio, and they was. Ohio. They drove from Atlanta. Y'all drove from Ohio. They really drove from Mobile.
Right.
But okay, so if you say it's good, Funnymaine, we'll go back and try
but
it
then
out.
we went to an alternative. What was the place? It was some
I don't know.
Jamaican
D. Brian,
spot.
some Jamaican spot that was. We had to eat outside.
The only one real Jamaican spot I know is Jake's, and I know y'all ain't talking about Jake's because that food slamming.
D. Brian still in here. Was it Jake's? I don't know. D. Brian still in here.
Shoot, you might be right. That's why they take all the famous people there. Per D. Brian.
But I don't know. All right. So D. Brian.
He said,
we went back to
It
Jake's.
was Jake's.
So it was Jake's.
Okay, so it was Jake's, but it was COVID. I'll give credit. It was maybe so the inside was closed. We had to eat outside on the bench. Which I ain't gonna vlog. I'm not eating no Jamaican food on no bench outside. Was then the Indian style. The bench was smaller. I'm like, no, Birmingham got to do better, man, before I come back. So
yeah, I think it was just the time of the year.
Yeah, it is.
Jake's is consistent. Like those two restaurants, I would definitely vouch for. But next time y'all come back, I'm taking y'all to Green Acres.
I heard about that.
I'm gonna take y'all to Eagles, and if we have time, I choose one or two more that I think y'all will love. I gotta take y'all to the spot. Those were two big ones.
Okay, so it's fishing out. All right, so Bill, back to Devin. So now you're married. Again, you seen the I should have uploaded the other picture. I replayed the video at the end to show y'all with the wedding. Look at that. What? How does it feel to be married, Funnymaine? How does it feel to be married?
It's lovely. I should have did it a long time ago, but I'm stupid.
Y'all heard him.
Yeah, I don't get what people wait to get married for. Me, y'all. We said this before. I know we're gonna be doing the Keeping Up the Griffins Heart to Heart series. Me, believe it or not, we never dated. It was literally, I was just well. Let me not say that.
Yeah, I think by the time I met y'all were just together. Right? Y'all was just
right. We were just together. You know what I mean? Y'all know how it is. I was just the man on camera. Not the man on camera. I was just hitting them. But anyway, we were never really dated, man. And when we decided to take it seriously, we literally got married the year later. It doesn't take long to decide whether this person. I think people are smart enough to know if this is the right one. So I'm happy that you figure out, like, you know what? This is the one. I have no question, and we're gonna build on this together. So, how do y'all work? Like, how does it? I know both of y'all got busy schedules. I know you're a comedian. You do radio, you do internet, YouTube, sports stuff like that. How do y'all make it work as far as her busy schedule and your busy schedule?
We find time and don't make excuses. With us both being busy, when we both feel love, that's how you know it's real. Like nobody use their job or their aspirations to say, man, I just don't have time to do X, Y, and Z. That's one thing, but we include each other, on our stuff. Like she knows if she need me, I'll pop up on one of her wedding video shoots and I'll fly the drone for her. Or I'll just standing back. People stopped me one time like, wait, are you Funnymaine? You working out? Like that's my wife. I'm working. Like I ain't Funnymaine right now.
Right.
I'm Mr. Johnson. So you just gotta put into it what you want to get out of it. And when you hear a lot of people talk, it's about them being pleased by themselves. Like the man need to give me this, or the woman need to be here on my every begging call. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you contributing? What are you adding? So when you got a real deal partner, and y'all know this, man, it changes everything. Like it's the sky is the limit. And the people that don't want to get married, it's not all their fault, because we had some bad PR out there about marriage.
Kanye just got married yesterday, Funnymaine.
Yeah, I heard. But when you look at TV and social media, people like, this wife just get on my nerve. I just want to leave the house. These kids driving me crazy. Everybody don't want to sign up for that.
Right.
But you have to get in. Yeah, maybe people had their own individual terrible experiences, but you got to get in to marriage and let it be what it's going to be to you and your spouse, and not try to boost your journey off of somebody else, because the best marriages, they ain't on online.
Nope.
they just quietly going about their business. And they ain't gonna make the news, but you'll see it's the boy Blueface and the Krishan girl. You see Bobby and Whitney, all the terrible relationships. They'll be front and center, but that ain't, that's not real life.
Right. We got another STEM college in the building. Speaking of silent, great marriages, Joanne Pryor, member of Delta Sigma Theta, Funnymaine White, member of Delta Sigma Theta. Happy J13. So yesterday to all the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta, Key and Sig Cruz, and all the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta. Happy Founders Day to you ladies. But again, another dope married couple. Her husband's a Sigma. She's a Delta. One of my favorite married couples. So shout out to Joanne Pryor for being in here. D. Brian said, Eagles is fire. Make sure you get the lady with no teeth. She's heavy-handed.
You're right.
I don't know if I heard of that one.
You're right. Yeah, I'm gonna take y'all by there.
Okay, they're saying teamwork, complimenting one another effortlessly is supporting, showing up, partnering, total investment in one another. Love this black love. Absolutely, that's what we're talking about. Again, just because we say black love don't mean we just ain't no other love. Right. But y'all, man, this is, look at this picture, man. Like, you can see the love and the support and the happiness and the joy in that, man. I was just so happy, man. But I'm also mad at the mailman, Funnymaine. I'm like, dang, my invite. I'm like, me,
right? Yeah, I was like,
crazy,
I want to be the winner of the year. Like, it's like I was in a fortress.
I said, did he forget?
I'm like, what? Like, what? I'm
he
like,
forgot about us.
I'm like, man, I called. I had to call Stickerbush. Like, Stickerbush, hey, the Funnymaine not get the right. I know we moved from Snellville to Douglasville.
It went to the wrong place.
The address, but you know what? When y'all do y'all vows in 20 years, like, we'll be at that one. So we'll just make it.
And dude, I got fussed and cussed about everybody. So here's what I tell folks. We had the wedding in Buckhead at the Atlanta History Center. We only had room for 200, which means 100 each. I've got 11 aunties and uncles, and they're married, and they all got 3 kids minimum each. So I've got 30-something first cousins. Do the math.
Right.
That's almost half of the invites right there. So once I took care of family, it got really, really tough. Like it was like Survivor Island after that.
And I know we talked about this already, but you're related to one of the most legendary singers of all time, and your bloodline, and your soul, and your spirit.
It runs deep.
Yes, sir.
You're related to one of the greatest singers, not singers of all time. Let everybody know who's in your bloodline.
That would be David Ruffin of the Temptations. My mother, that was her maiden name, Ruffin. All my uncles and aunts, they're Ruffins out of Tuscaloosa, Choctaw County, Alabama, and down in Meridian and Wynot, Mississippi area. So they're all, those areas are pretty close when you look at the map, but that's where my family is from, and that's where David is from. And crazy, we all trace our lineage back to a white slave owner and his brother, Samuel L. Ruffin, who was the largest owner of slaves in Choctaw County. And all of our lineage traced back to him and his relationship with a black woman named Lucinda. So yeah, we come from that, and then we all branched out from there. But I got my uncle gifted me the obituary from David Ruffin's funeral years ago, and just the people that sung at that funeral was probably a pretty hot ticket, because it's some names on there, bro. So
shout out to Raheem Ruffin.
Okay.
One of my good friends with wasn't it? But real quick, how does it feel when you see the Temptation movie? Probably one of the best docuseries. I mean, I got David Ruffin and the Temptation docuseries and New Edition docuseries probably neck to neck as the top two. How does it feel when you? Man, I know you get a lot of feedback. A lot of people say David Ruffin was this, and they relate him to the drugs, but you can't dismiss his musical talent, his song, his voice. So, how does you, as a relative of him, when you see like even the Temptations docuseries or memes of people acting like you know, anybody come to see you? Oh, this is like this is stuff like that. No, that's your blood.
I love it. I love everything about David, man. And you know, his brother was very talented too. And you know, feel how you want to feel about his ego and everything, but I just kind of like it. I don't have that type of ego, but I like the confidence and the boldness and everything that comes with it. So not only related to David Ruffin, but I went to the same high school in Birmingham as two of the original Temptations, which was Eddie Kendrick and Paul Williams.
Come on, Paul.
Yeah, they both went to it's called Jackson Olin now. It was Western Olin then, and they both graduated from there. So I'm pretty connected to the Temptations. And then there's one more Ruffin that we're all related to. That would be Nokio Ruffin of Drew Hill.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. This is exclusive. Yeah. So Nokio is a Ruffin?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Man,
I never knew that.
A family of nothing but superstars.
Wow.
Well,
now they talk about Jimmy Ruffin, who became the Broken Hearted.
Yeah, he was a great singer and songwriter. Never took off like David, but very, very talented, man.
So he wasn't part of the Temptation. No part of the Temptation. He's his own solo group.
Yeah, well, he sang in a few groups. Don't quote me on the names of those groups, but he throughout the industry he was known like his brother talented.
And you and the Davis kids, whatever, y'all still mingle. Like there's not like ain't no bad thing. Like y'all still one big family.
It's actually my uncles and aunts. You know, his folks are their real cousins. David and my granddad were cousins. And they had a relationship, so their offspring and people close to them, they had a relationship. And I still got a lot of family up in Detroit also. So, so it's, you know, they're all older, so I can't say I know everybody. When I got, you know, you got that auntie in the family that's the almanac. I call my Aunt Jackie, and she'll put it all together. She'll tell you who's related to who.
So we got Jessica Lewis said top 5 groups of all time. Like I knew Birmingham because Paul and Eddie. Like I never knew David Ruffin. It made sense because Raheem and them, but I didn't know he's from Birmingham. I just thought they was probably like from Montgomery, Mobile, somewhere in the area. But I always knew Eddie and Paul. Because shout out to Paul. People sleep on Paul.
People sleep on Paul, bro. But yeah, Eddie and Paul were from Birmingham. You had David from Mississippi, but with Alabama roots. And one of the other ones, I believe it was, don't quote me, but I believe it was Blue, who's from Montgomery. I believe that's accurate, but I'm pretty sure they'll correct me in the comments if not. But I believe if it wasn't Blue, then it was our good buddy Otis.
All right, 716 Vodka. We got some. It's on this side of the wall. 716 Vodka said that Dave and Jimmy had songs together. So, okay, so you got historian in the building. A lot of people come out of Birmingham. Oh yeah. I mean, people don't think Gucci came out of Birmingham. Am I mistaken from that?
Well, if you're here locally, you got to say Bessemer. Yeah, and that's a distinction. Yeah, people from Bessemer do not like to be called Birmingham. They're their own entity. They are in the Birmingham area market, but people from Bessemer, they love some Bessemer. That's the home of Bo Jackson. That's the home of Diana Ross. Bessemer.
Whoa, Diana Ross from Bessemer?
From Bessemer, absolutely.
I didn't know.
Absolutely. Got family there, yeah.
Y'all learned some lot of stuff today. I never knew. Even Redman, the rapper. Remember back in the day, everyone could say Redman was from Dalton, Alabama. I forgot what Dalton you trying to say. Not Dalton. It was it comes to, but I did not know that Diana Ross is from. So it's almost like Atlanta. You know, the girl Amaretta made song is not Atlanta, and
right.
East Side, East Point is not Atlanta. Decatur. So Bessemer is not Birmingham.
No, and that's not a diss, man. But when you meet people from Bessemer, they love their city. They love Bessemer. Like they stand on their own. Jameis Winston is from there. And you know, just right up the road in Gaston, that's where Matthew Knowles, Beyonce dad is from. You know, you hear her say my dad. She said that my dad is Alabama, mama Louisiana, but he's from Gaston. He was right up the road. Yeah.
But she said, well, how you watch The Temptation and don't remember David's brother? In the movie, he was singing the New Year's celebration before David joined the group. Man, I don't remember all that. I gotta go back and watch that tomorrow.
Let's see.
Paul was the main lead in the first album, The Sound of Smoking. Yeah, Paul was amazing, man. And I heard, well, we ain't gonna talk about this interview, but they said that Paul didn't die the way they predicted in the movie. So if that's the case, then bring me in. Shout out to Paul. But Paul was an amazing talent voice. Supreme was from Bessemer too. Okay, so shout out to Birmingham, man. A lot of good stuff. Now,
gotta say it right.
Nell Carter, not Nell Carter.
Nell Carter, she from Bessemer, absolutely.
What?
Keeping the grievances still here. Okay,
so
we talked about the condo, we talked about the wife, man, and by me and me being married, like we definitely want to make sure that we touch on the beauty of your marriage and your wife and the strength that y'all have, because like me and me this year makes 23 years of marriage for us. Y'all give them 23 years. 23 years, and to see the stuff that y'all doing really encouraged us. People think that because we've been married a long time that we just some OGs, and technically we are, but we get inspired by a lot of people. And again, we may not say this a Funnymaine out front, but like what we see the move that y'all making, it's really inspiration to us. You know what I'm saying? To keep going business wise and make sure that 23. Yeah, thank you. 23 years. All right, so now we talked about your wife, and we talk about Birmingham. I asked you one of the Birmingham questions before. What made you want to? I know everybody's doing this, Funnymaine, but what made you want to denounce your letters?
If you don't go, you know, I hope we make it through 2023 without another Greek denouncement. We probably won't, but you know, if people are doing it for a spiritual thing, bro, I'm all for it. If that's what the way I frame it is, if you're not a person who can put God and an organization in its proper place, where you got the organization up here and God down here with your family, you need to get out, because your priorities are messed up. But somebody like me, you like. Dude, I have to be reminded I'm a Kappa sometimes. I don't be. It ain't the biggest thing and the biggest compliment. I love being a noob, love everything about it. But yeah.
We are so here because a lot of times, like I don't be out here like I ain't gonna say no name, but I know a guy that's a big Kappa. I won't even say where he's from, that may narrow it down, but he's a Kappa. Every picture, well, a white person, black person, little baby. He had a picture holding a little baby, throwing up the Kappa. So I'm like, what does that got to do with anything? I'm not a big peril person. And actually, the truth be told, and I don't know if Vicky Collins in here, my favorite color is red. People see me, I'm always wearing Meat Not merch that's red or red hoodie, whatever. Never, I'm not a blood. I just like the red. I've never been one of those Greeks that be like, I'm only going to wear black and gold because I'm an alpha. I'm never going to wear that. I've never been that person. So it's not like people got to remind me that I'm an alpha, but it's like, I don't, like, I made alpha. Alpha didn't make me. And I think that's the difference between other Greeks and real Greeks, that they let these letters get to them. And so when people, all these denouncing of letters, so like that because you let the letters overtake who you are. That's probably because you never had an identity before.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. And that's why I say those people should get out. Because it's just not, that's not what it's about, you know. And when you're putting that thing, and then they talk about we do demonic rituals. I'm like, when I've been getting left out. Because they ain't called me to do none. And I'm like, okay, if we doing that, do we have to just do it at the beginning? Is an ongoing thing? What? None of these conspiracy theories about being Greek are making any freaking sense,
man. So we got a few more questions for you, Jermaine, and then we're gonna be out. But this is what we kind of not a new thing. But one thing we want to start doing is ask people just random questions. So when it comes to Birmingham, what comes to mind?
Well, before I answer that, I forgot one more person from Bessemer, Eddie Levert.
Hold up, Eddie Levert.
Yeah.
Oh, did I know that?
Yeah.
Oh,
but when I all right, ask me the question. You said when I think of Birmingham, or
what comes to mind?
People to know about Birmingham. Perseverance, man. We're a city who just perseveres. We've contributed so much to the world on a global level, but we're still an underdog city. But we kind of like it because it feels like there's always a hope for us to, get in the conversation of the big dogs or, the big cities. But, everybody got some tie to Birmingham. And if you're a history buff, you know all about Birmingham. So we're a hidden gem. We ain't got nothing to prove to nobody, but we're just trying to, make this city reach its full potential.
Mm. Okay. Man, Birmingham got a lot of good memories. I remember shout out to Smitty City.
Smitty City.
Shout out to the Boutwell.
My church has purchased that property, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. They about to do some real estate things over there. It won't be a club, y'all. It won't be a club. But
okay.
Yeah.
Angelina said, don't forget to answer my question. Angelina, you made that post that because I can't go back that far. Angelina, if you can repost that question and I'll ask the question before we leave. And we got a $1 super chat from D. Bryant. D. Bryant, you can't make it rain, so you get the you get the. Shout out for that $1 super chat from D. Bryant. Park West Unlimited. What's that? What's D. Bryant? He's saying Park West Unlimited. You know anything about that?
That was the old club. Yeah, that was the old club.
Oh, okay. All right. So now, few fast questions, then we can be done.
Yes.
All right.
Tell me your top 5 favorite comedians.
Chris Rock at the top. Dave Chappelle. Eddie Murphy. Bill Burr. Roy Wood Jr.
Wow, Bill Moore in your top 5. You hit his other people. He got a white person in his top 5. So where do you rank? How do you have the Kevin Hart's, or I'm sorry, who is the most popular one that's everyone's going out? How do you rank the Kevin Hart's, the Mike Epps? Well, not Mike Epps, the Kevin Hart's, the Ricky Smileys. Your top 10?
Man, that's see, it's hard to rank Ricky because we like brothers. We like close personal friends, and that doesn't take it away from anything he done on stage. But he's up there, man. I think when his time is said and done, man, people gonna have to really realize like how many people he helped and got on. Ricky, to me, is so naturally funny. Yeah. He doesn't have to write a lot. You know what I'm saying? He can literally get on stage and tell stories. God bless you if you ever get to hang with him off stage. He's really like a true, you will be crying laughing for sure. So I guess I think I chose like Chris Rock and them because they're like the writers, like and they write like their thoughts down, man. But Ricky's is great. Everybody not able to do what he do, man. But what a great dude he is, man.
Yeah. Top 5 comedians out right now.
Out right now, I gotta put Chappelle at the top. Kevin Hart, Burr, Chris Rock. I'm tripping. Slap aside, I'm tripping. And I would say Cat Williams.
Still got Cat Williams there.
Yeah, I know he's had some issues and things over the past couple of years, but it doesn't take away from what he's able to do on that stage at all.
What do you think about a lot of these social media comics? Like the Desi, the Country Wayne, those like that. That was controversial a few years ago.
Yeah, I love it. I love what they're doing, man. And I think the smarter ones they actually linked up with veteran stage comedians, and it paid off. If you saw Country Wayne, he didn't, he took his online popularity and he linked up with some other comedians who were veterans, and he's winning because of it. When you look at DC Young Fly linking up with my guy Carlos Miller and Chico and them, and that paid off. So when you put both of them together, man, the online numbers and the stage presence, and you both are learning from each other, it's a win-win situation. So I love what they're doing, man. I'm learning a lot from them.
Really, man, I don't know, say change the game, but they really took their destiny in their hands outside of Wildin' Out, man.
Absolutely.
Would you ever be considered doing Wildin' Out?
People ask me that, man. I think my Wildin' Out window is probably closed. It's, no knock on it. The people that do it very well. I'm over 40 now, and I just be interested in different stuff. So, and trying to, represent Black folks in a certain light. So it probably not for me, man. I probably wouldn't be the guy for Wildin' Out. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jessica Lewis, for the $10 super chat. I think it's her first time in here. I'm not sure she knows Funnymaine, but welcome. You know her, Funnymaine?
No. I'm just trying to do your little sound effect thing for you.
Well, she didn't give $1 like D. Bryan, so thank you for the $10, Jessica Lewis. So you get the good song. All right, so thank you. All right, so they're saying no Kevin on stage. But no, she said I love Kevin on stage. Okay. But she said no Richard Pryor.
Let me tell you. Richard is the godfather of Black comedy for sure. But with Kevin on stage, man, I message him often, just asking for advice, and what he's doing is amazing. Like it's amazing, just the sheer amount of good content that he's putting out, and to have his own streaming app. That dude is a beast. He's a force to be reckoned with. But I love everything that Kev does, and I actually got tickets to go see him in Huntsville tomorrow.
Oh wow!
So what was like talking to real again? This is another quick segment. When you talked to Steve Harvey, what was he saying?
It was amazing. He was giving me advice, and what I remember him telling me, he said, "Listen, if you're gonna be here in Birmingham, you got to be the best comedian here." I think that's what he was telling me at the time of that picture. He was like, and this is how you write your jokes. Like when you write your jokes, give them a grade, like, A through F, and, keep some of the A's, work on the B's and C's, get rid of the D's and the F's, and keep trying. Like he was giving me some real gems in that picture.
Wow. Okay. God rest in peace to the brothers in this picture, Mr. Arnold.
David Arnold. Yes, sir.
So, and what this picture remind you of?
Yeah, man. David was one of the gatekeepers that I told you that Roy introduced me to when I got to LA. And I just saw, like, I met him in 2014, 15, man. And he was just such a great dude, man, a great spirit that everybody loved. And as I do with most comedians or celebrities, when I meet them, I don't usually ask them for pictures or whatever. I'm like, what are you reading? Like, what are you researching? And he put me on this book called Save the Cat, which was a screenwriting book. And I've read that thing back and forth. And I brought him to Birmingham a few times, introduced him to people at the Start On management and up in Huntsville. And he just killed it everywhere he went. And when he passed last year, man, I just could not believe it. When you're talking about a great dude, and him and his wife were doing some great funny content online, and he had a testimony. I tell anybody, if you want to see some good comedy, go watch David Arnold's Netflix specials and tell me he ain't one of the baddest boys out there.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Now that you said that, because I never really heard of him prior to his death, whatever, or like any of his stand-up jokes, whatever. But I do know he was well respected. So when I was doing the research for this, I saw this picture. Like I had to ask you, because if you got a picture with him, I know he was somebody of
right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what comes to mind when
but
you
y'all gonna love David's comedy because he talks about marriage a lot. So I promise y'all gonna love it.
Okay, well, that's gonna be our weekend tomorrow. That's what we do tomorrow. We check him out. Now, tell me about you watch Kevin Hart from this young face Funnymaine to now you got Kevin Hart, the multi-million comedian extraordinaire. What was it like meeting Kevin Hart back then? What advice did he give you, if he gave you any advice?
So this picture was taken in 2016 after I filmed his show on Comedy Central called Heart of the City, and he did a Birmingham episode. But we've got a picture at the Stardome 10 years prior to that somewhere on my page. And that's when he came to Birmingham and he was just riding the wave of Soul Plane. And he's just such a cool dude, man, who talks about the business of comedy. And I got so much respect for the guy. We talk amongst comedians about, his last couple specials and everything. And I kind of feel like just me that he got so wrapped up in business that he probably didn't pay attention to the jokes that he should, because everything was business. And I get that, but I think he's getting back in his groove now. I saw him twice last year, once in Birmingham and then once up in Brooklyn. And he's getting back in his groove, man. So watch out.
Could he be one of the top comedians of all time?
He can. I think what would it take? I think one more classic special and you gotta put him in there. But he's putting in so much work.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he sold out a freaking stadium for a special. Everybody can do it. He's a star on every continent. You can't deny that. His movies, I don't think he's getting enough props for his acting chops. I watched his movie, I forget the name,
Fatherhood,
Single Dad, Fatherhood. He did a great job.
Amazing job.
I was watching this movie with The Rock 2 nights ago, man. He did a great job in that. So he did a great job in Jumanji. Him and The Rock, their chemistry on and off camera is just amazing. His resume is dope.
You blanked out, Funnymaine. Oh, you lost him. He'll come back, y'all. He'll come back. All right, y'all. So we got a few more minutes. And wow, me. We got a $50 super chat.
Thank you, Steve.
Now you for sure see. You get both of them, see. And you get the thank you so much, my beautiful Katisha Cree, for making it. Thank you so much. Okay, we got Meet Brother. What's up, fam? Tell my boy to stop ignoring me on his face. Stick up. David's pretty funny. All right. So we're gonna wait for him to come back, but we about to wrap this up. Whenever we come back, we told you I won't keep it about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We just hit almost 2.5.
Right.
And you got Sylvia on the go in here. Can I get my $1 back? B. Brian, here you go. All right, we got Funnymaine back.
Okay,
we about to wrap this up, Funnymaine. I got 2 more pictures I want to show. I just want to get your opinions on. Tell me about these days.
That was my first day on the job in 2012 at 95.7 Jams. That's my guy,
95.7 Jams.
Wow. Yeah, and New York beside me. New York is now living in New York. She got a great gig, man. Wow. And B Money, he's franchised his own bars, the 3,000 bar. Wow. He started here in Birmingham. He had one in Tuscaloosa at a point, but he's got bars in Birmingham, Huntsville, Nashville. He's still looking to expand, so they're doing
Never
well.
knew B Money was white till like almost my 2 years into still, man. You know? All right, and then the last picture. Well, I got one more picture, but you can't talk about Birmingham without talking about the king of Birmingham, Mr. Velvet Teddy Bear himself, Ruben Studdard.
Yeah.
Tell me about Ruben.
Ruben is good, man, and I owe Ruben a call or a text. He's been texting me like crazy for the past few months. Man, we need to work together. I just ain't have an idea. And now he's out on tour, I think, with Clay Aiken coming up. So, yeah, I'm going to think of something for me and Ruben to do together, and then we'll present it to the rest of the world. But he's definitely serious about working together on the project.
Is he a cool person down to earth? Because I would like Ruben.
Cool.
Y'all hear it first. I would like Ruben to now our whole work about it off camera. Funnymaine to host the Meeting Awards next year, but I would like to have Ruben involved and Funnymaine involved next year. Funny story: whenever Ruben's on American Idol, I had the 2003 shirt on, and had a bald head, and I had a goatee, and me and Mete just literally just walking. It wasn't because I was trying to look like Ruben, but I literally just that time every year either I rock a bald head or I'll grow a fro. And me and Mete left Ben Hill Day. This is like a city in Atlanta, a section of Atlanta, Ben Hill. They had a whole day, like a street outside festival barbecue. And it just so happens, I had on a 205 shirt, and people was honking the horn and looking at me crazy, whatever. I'm just like, what are they looking at? And then this little kid came to me, he's like, Ruben, can I have your autograph? So I true story. Mirror was like,
hilarious.
Hermione was just right here. Baby. I had a navy blue 205 flavor shirt on, and this little kid, it went till he said something, because people just blowing the horn, honking. When the little kid said, Ruben, can I have your autographs? I'm like, damn, he just called me Ruben, man. So yeah, shout out to Ruben. So I saw that picture. Like, I had
man, and people think, I love Birmingham, but look at everybody just love Birmingham. How awesome is that? That was the biggest show in the world at the time, and he put our area code on the map.
On the map.
Like that, man. So I think everybody that comes from here, it's just, like I said, we feel that everybody looks at us as underdogs, but we love the relationships and the memories that we create in this town. So we're going to always represent it when we get a chance.
That's right.
All right. Last picture, and then I got one more question. What would you tell this Funnymaine back then?
What would I tell?
If you would tell this Funnymaine something back then, what would you tell him?
That is 3-year-old me. I would tell that guy, fight.
Cap it down.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was already ready to nuke up now. I still rock my polo up to the top. But I would definitely tell him, man, don't be afraid. Fight for what you believe in. Don't take no stuff off of nobody, and learn how to damn swim.
Not you don't know how to swim.
That's
what
I but you know what? I was a very headstrong child, man. So when I would try stuff, but when I didn't like it, I let you know I didn't like it, and I just never gave back. So I don't know how to skate. I don't know how to swim, because I tried those things when I was young. I didn't like them, and I never went back.
Somebody said, yeah, that 3,000 bar in Birmingham be jumping.
Oh, wow.
And we got another super chat from Dr. Rustin Johnson, man. Y'all showing out the Funnymaine here. Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Johnson,
Yeah, man, the RIP Gangsta Boo. Was real crazy. We were having a quick conversation on social media in her comment section like a week before she passed.
I saw that post. Really? I saw that post you
did. Yeah. But I followed her. She was super funny and always one of my favorite female MCs from, my teenage years. But she posted a video of my homegirl Tiffany from Birmingham rapping the words to one of her songs word for word. And it's not a popular song, but the hood folks, we know it. Right. And I told her, I said, I said, look, I think people from Birmingham might rock with Memphis music harder than people from Memphis. I still don't know if she was agreeing with me or disagreeing. She said, her answer, she was like, nah, I feel you, but Memphis folks only low-key listen to Memphis music sometimes. I was like, I think that's what I was saying, but I don't know if she wrote it wrong. I don't know. But man, shout out to Gangsta Boo. Definitely a pioneer, man.
Right.
In the
But
rap game.
all right, so out of Alabama, you got Dirty Boys. Shout out to Alabama. I'm not sure. Has anybody big came out of Birmingham?
Probably the biggest be Rich Boy and his single.
Bro, Rich Boy
from Mobile.
We're
from Mobile.
Yeah.
Okay, but still Alabama. Alabama.
Yeah, and then last Mr. Big.
Oh yeah.
So Mobile and Montgomery probably had more success in the rap game than Birmingham. But I tell you, man, these new cats out of Birmingham, they setting it on fire, bro. They got their own sound, like they killing it right now. Their YouTube numbers are insane. And it all started, the first guy that really popped, maybe 17, 18, Chris Brown reposted his video, and Chris Brown just loved it. And of course, the song blew up, and he had a few songs after that. His name was YB in the Mirror. He's, from the far east side of, he's Birmingham adjacent, but close enough where we claim
right.
But after that, people just started looking at Birmingham. Now you got kids out of Bessemer, Birmingham that just lighten it up. Big Yavo, my favorite from my old high school. TLE Cinco, Lil Soldier, Lil Bam's got hit records out. So the younger cats of Birmingham holding it down for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of retweets, Beyonce retweeted your wife cover challenge.
I was like,
Listen,
what?
You can't tell your wife nothing, funny man, to that.
I can't. There was not enough room in this house for me and that head of hers after Beyonce. Beyonce sent her a package too.
Oh, really?
And she trying to act like it ain't no big deal. She ain't even opened it yet. But it's crazy that my wife and her friends, and they were out in California at a wine tasting for a bachelorette trip, and they did that video, but they really kind of became the face of that song.
Right.
And it's, it was just amazing to see. It's just fun because, of course, I take credit for it. I was like, yeah. So see, now I'm the Beehive too. So I don't let people talk bad about Beyonce. But then there's that video people keep remixing, and with them doing the dance, and then those white girls doing the dance. I don't know if y'all saw that one. But every time it pops up, people tag me, and then I tag her, and now we just got tired because it was like millions of tags.
Kenny Thomas album.
KT, my boy, one of the best lyricists, pound for pound, I ever met in my life.
Right, man. And don't forget LOC. Shout out to Alley Cat.
My dogs, man, for sure.
Yeah. All right, funny man. So one last question, man. What by us being YouTubers, man, what advice would you give us, that everybody in here now, man, to keep going? Like I said, we close to 5. We got a lot of people close to 3. Or even as the person that Etta, shout out to Vlogging with Etta. She just hit 500 subscribers last night. An amazing channel. What advice would you give people on YouTube to grow their channel, or just to motivate them to keep going?
Yes.
Right. Don't be scared to post. And don't overthink. We all think that these posts and everything have to be perfect. They don't. Nobody's got it all figured out. You can learn something new every day. I was watching a YouTube tutorial not too long ago about backlighting and stuff, and then I've incorporated it some in my videos and things. So you can always learn something, but make relatable content, be yourself, and keep posting, man. You never know who's watching.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us, we like, I don't want to post that. Man, post that junk. Post it.
Yeah, you never know what's going to hit.
Right.
Let her rip. Yep.
How long does it take you a long time to edit and to put out the video?
Absolutely. I enjoy editing because I want it to look like how I want it to look, but it's also pain. It takes a long time, but you gotta. That's where the money is. The money is in the edit. So that's how you make your bones right there. So can't get lazy with your edits. Make sure you add different stuff in there to keep people watching and keep people in tune. But yes, editing takes a long time to do it right.
See, okay. So now we spent. D. Brian said the CC still going on while y'all down there. That's the only thing we have.
That's the only thing. And
Brian Choice. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I think by the time my junior year at Stillman, the CC was kind of. I think Edith had closed. It was just fading out, but
damn,
freshman and sophomore year, that was the
I pledged Alpha in 98. He got there in 98. So at my highest is when he came in, like you said, then it started to fall off. It was just going crazy. That award was going to that's a shout out. What y'all know about Alabama? Alabama.
That's KT for sure.
Yes, sir.
Kenny Thomas classic right there.
Yeah, and he had a lot of class with Paul Wall.
Yeah, and then after that, when they did Carl Grady, Hot Mouth with Ty Cutter and the crew, he had some songs.
Carl Grady was lit.
Okay, all right. So last question. Not last question. So you about to go on tour?
Yes, sir.
I want to end the talk. Let everybody know the tour. Where are you going, and how can people cop their tickets?
It's 22 cities we're going to this spring. So if you want more information or want to see the tour dates and cities, go to funnymaine.com. Go to funnymaine.com. The flyers, first thing you'll see, click on that. It'll have all the ticket info. So go to funnymaine.com.
Funnymaine.com. I know you're going to be in Atlanta March
I think it's like the
30th. I think it's the 30th.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
30th. So
I think I'm going.
So me and me definitely gonna make that. Gonna be in the building for that. Hold on, I had a picture. Where did the picture go? Right? No, that's no. This is the old. This is the old tour.
Yeah, man. That was that was 16. This was before the videos even took off, and that was just fun. I think I did Memphis with Steve. Did I do Memphis with Steve? Yeah, I think I did Memphis with Steve Brown, Tuscaloosa, just a show. Then my boys reached out, so I did a little down south tour that went from Hattiesburg to New Orleans and all that. Now, this was my first big tour in 2019, and we sold out most of those venues. So we had a 20-something city tour planned for 2020. And of course, everything just went belly up, but everything happens for a reason.
Now, tell us about your foundation.
Yeah, man. Y'all can support the foundation at the website too. We're all about doing social. Well, I call it community mentorship. But a lot of different social causes and lupus awareness. So those are our biggest things that we do. And yes, we are 501c3.
Okay. I'll give me one. I'm trying to post one more picture. Oops, where it go?
Is that my mic?
No, that's right. That's me. I posted the wrong picture. This is what I wanted to post. Hold on.
You trying to pull your dates?
Oh, okay.
All right, there you go. Let me exit out. All right, so this is what I wanted to post.
Here it is.
All right. So y'all make sure if you in the chat, where it go? So you in the Chattanooga, you be in Atlanta, March 30th, Savannah, New York, you be in Philly, DC. I know 716 in the building. We got Victor in here. We got St. Louis. You're gonna be in Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis. So Trap Vision, you still in here. Y'all make sure you go check them out. Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi. You're gonna be in Memphis, Nashville, Huntsville, Mobile, Seattle, Phoenix, LA, Dallas, and Houston. So your favorite couple. If y'all go to this on May 26th, me and me will pay for it. This is
all right.
Your favorite couple.
12th circle. Okay.
All right.
I ain't say front row tickets now. You may be by the bar, you may be back there by the DJ, but if your favorite couple, y'all in Dallas, y'all go for it. Who else? Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, man. So y'all, this is the tour days, man. Y'all make sure y'all go to funnymaine.com to go copy your tickets. Me and me gonna go to the March 30th tickets. So we got 2 extra tickets. Me and me would pay for 2 tickets. Whoever want to come with us in the ATL show, put in the comments. The first person who want to come with us, we'll take with us 2 people. Me and me gonna go. We take another couple. Whoever want to come with us in Atlanta. Why that. You ain't going to Birmingham? Funnymaine, why you not doing Birmingham?
Well, Birmingham is gonna get a lot of shows from me from now until March because I'll be here trying out all the new material. So Birmingham, y'all will get to see everything, form up. So just stay tuned.
Okay, so 716 Vodka, it's a black-owned vodka brand. It's over there. He's going to the DC. He coming to the DC show.
Okay. Man, they show out in DC, man. I get a lot of Stillman folks coming out and a lot of Alabama friends and fans. So DC has been good to me.
Okay, someone said something else. All right, Funnymaine. So we ain't gonna hold you, man. Like this has been definitely a pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
I hope y'all got some
great
value.
Catching up with y'all.
He dropped some hidden jewels, some upfront jewels. Y'all heard a lot about the story, man. It's definitely, man, a blessing to see you come this far. And I know the best is still yet to come, man. Much success to you and your marriage, man. Y'all have 100 years of happiness, success, and joy. And made the comedy, the tour be a success, and the YouTube continue to be a success. And tell everybody about the fanatics, the finalists. I can't even pronounce it.
Finalists. Yeah. It's something I'm branding myself. I never played organized sports. God just didn't give me those abilities, but I do love watching and just being a fan. So everything I do is Alabama fans, fan about town, fanalist. So fanalist is just a fan plus analyst, a fanalist. And I've been branded as that and talking about different sports and things from a fan perspective.
Okay. So again, y'all, he got a lot of things going. Y'all make sure y'all please subscribe. So C said she'll go. Okay, all right. So me and C will go to the Atlanta show. Me and C and Rush.
Yeah.
And Dr. Johnson, the Stillman College. We will be March 30th.
Come on.
To the Funnymaine show in the Atlanta area. Bashir said he'll be here. Funnymaine has a great show. This is from Joanne Pryor. I know you probably know Joanne Pryor. Jessica said she'll see you in Jackson. Okay.
Come on.
Great interview. Funnymaine has a great show. Lots of laugh. Connect with Funnymaine. I'm the only Bama fan in here. No, you and D. Brian. Y'all the two Bama fans in. All right, last question for Funnymaine. Go. What can Bama do to get back? Because now Georgia.
It's about to be a three-peat, man.
Funnymaine. Georgia back to back.
Hey, all we gotta do, man, is replace our defensive and offensive coordinators. Defensive is already gone, so we'll see who they bring in, and just get that mentality back. We saw the mentality toward the end of the year, after the 2 losses, one to Tennessee, one to LSU, and kind of struggling through the season. They really turned it on, those last couple weeks. Notably against Auburn, Mississippi State, and then the bowl game against Kansas State. So it was in them all the time, man. It was just something blocking them. And, you
think Georgia cheated? You think Georgia is really that good? Because everybody's saying that quarterback, I forgot his name, Stetson
Bennett.
As old as Josh Allen.
Now, he's old. He's about the same age as Jalen Hurts, but he didn't do anything illegal. He played, he balled out, he waited.
Would they be Bama that bad?
No, I don't think so. You gotta keep in mind Kirby Smart is 1-4 versus Nick Saban. We beat Georgia last season in the SEC championship. They got some get back and beat us, I believe, 33-18. So it was still a close game up until the 4th quarter with that pick 6. So these two teams are built to face each other, and I think it'll always be a good matchup when they meet up.
All right, last question. Is Bryce Young the greatest quarterback in Alabama history? The B. Brian said it was. I remember what Mike, the real Mike Johnson. This is me, brother. He's a diehard Bama fan.
Man, he's your biggest fan.
He thought he was gonna be a person. This man right here, the real, he big, got 30 million views on TikTok, but he's one of your biggest fans. But he's sweating down that Bryce is the greatest quarterback ever in the history of Alabama. Better than Tua.
It's tough, man. When you look at, we went from Jalen to Tua to Mac to now Bryce. And even before that, you had, AJ McCarron probably won't get thrown in there as, the greatest ever. But, even with Blake Sims and Andrew Zhao, and you've had some great guys. Joe Namath was a Bama quarterback. So Bart Starr was a Bama quarterback. So it's just tough. We're just blessed that they all played at the University of Alabama.
All right. Well, that's it, guys, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. Again, y'all make sure y'all go to the tour dates, man. He's coming. He's doing small, intimate cities. So, man, y'all make sure y'all tap in on y'all. Hey, man, we trying. We stream. We don't know how to figure out how to put all this. We trying to figure all this stuff out. So
yeah. I didn't know which way my finger was gonna go. So
right here. There you go. Y'all make sure that this guy right here, go follow him in the city near you. And man, Funnymaine, man, we absolutely love you, man. We proud of you, man.
Thank y'all, man. Love
thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Stay behind for a second, man. But y'all make sure y'all tap in every Saturday at 8:30. Alice Water, Stem McCarty in the building. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Funnymaine. We do this live every Saturday at 8:30. Unless we on out of town or doing something else, every Saturday at 8:30 we go live on YouTube. We will be dropping more videos on content. We on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So y'all make sure y'all please subscribe to us. Subscribe to our new channel, Sipping With Me Now, where we talk about Black-owned spirits like Dig Boys or all the other Black-owned brands that we have behind us. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the Meet Now Awards that dropped on January 1st. Funnymaine had an award show too. Y'all make sure y'all go check out his award show. Just check out his content. Y'all absolutely gonna love it. And that's it, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. We'll see y'all soon. Oh, we're gonna be on Kayla Martin this upcoming Wednesday for Black-owned drinking game. Point them out. And then we're gonna be on Angelina Nordstrom on the Message, part of her Message series on February 9th. So we got Kayla Martin next Tuesday and Angelina Nordstrom on the 9th of February. And we got a Black-owned spirit interview coming up on Instagram on the 17th. So we'll post that, guys. But that's it. We love y'all. PPT's in the building. Thank y'all so much. Rock with y'all. We out.
Peace. All right, y'all.